tonight. Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast is coming up. Well, state lawmakers continue their work under the Gold Zone this legislative session. There is new pressure being put on Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger as the federal government requests voter information for all Georgia residents.
Following 2 hours of debate, Senate Republicans gave their approval to the resolution, which advocates say is about ensuring cooperation. But Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger tells me it's actually asking him to violate the law and release confidential voter information.
For them to introduce and want to pass a resolution for us to violate the law, these are supposed to be lawmakers, not lawbreakers.
The Department of Justice is suing Raffensperger over the failure to turn over the information. At the state capitol, Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
It should be noted the resolution passed only urges Raffensperger to comply with the lawsuit. It does not force him. He says he plans on standing his ground. Meanwhile, new comments made by President Trump fuel speculation among Democrats that the White House may try to interfere with this year's midterm elections. He tells a conservative podcast that Republicans should take over the voting in several states.
Elections, of course, are run by the states, not the federal government, and there has been no evidence of widespread voter fraud, a fact that has been proven in court case after court case where Trump has escalated those claims.
The White House correspondent Nancy Cordes says Georgia's tally in the 2020 election among those that he has targeted. The search continues this morning for the man charged with opening fire inside the library in downtown Decatur, wounding another man. Anyone with information about 44-year-old Medicus Brown is asked to call Decatur police or 911. Lieutenant John Bender says the shooting happened inside a second-story computer room.
I don't believe that it was a random incident. I do believe there was some kind of altercation between the two of them that instigated all this.
Yeah, the man who was shot was taken to the hospital in critical condition. The investigation into the shooting has shut down the Decatur Library for today. Waiting for more information this morning after the Paris offices of X are raided by French police. Local prosecutors say a cybercrime unit is carrying out the investigation. They do not say whether the raid is related to a probe last year involving allegations that X-owner Elon Musk manipulated the platform's algorithm. Meanwhile, business analyst Jill Schlesinger is looking into Musk's decision to merge SpaceX and XAI into an enormous $1.25 trillion company.
If this IPO takes place, it would dwarf the previous huge IPOs by Saudi Aramco, Alibaba, SoftBank, all of which raised over $20 billion.
Yeah, she says the new company could become the largest IPO ever, many times over, depending on how many public shares Musk wants to sell. And this year's top 10 vehicles list from Consumer Reports includes a pretty interesting mix.
Honda Civic, Tesla's Model Y, and the Ford F-150 on the list, along with the Toyota Camry, Subaru Forester, and others. One common trait, each model has an electric or hybrid version.
Auto reporter Jeff Gilbert says affordability is another key factor. Consumer Reports notes most of the vehicles in the top 10 fall well below the average price for a new car or truck in the U.S. It's 9:03. The Mark Arum Show begins in less than 2 minutes. But first, live team coverage of traffic and weather. We start the WSB 24-hour traffic center and smile at Mark McKay.
Still seeing 285. Trouble jut on the jam cam heading to Hartsfield. Right lane taken out. Vehicle off the roadway on 285 westbound. That's the inner loop just past Jonesboro Road, exit 55. Difficult back toward I-675. Leaving I-20, rolling toward the Stone Mountain Freeway. You're in waves of slow traffic leaving Memorial Drive, and then really still jammed up on 285 westbound, leaving Tucker at Chamblee Tucker Road, getting past Peachtree Boulevard, exit 31 in Doraville. How about that ride into downtown, Midtown now, Stephanie Stallworth?
Still got some late delays working for you out there. 75, 85, 400, all southbound, trying to get into Midtown and down towards I-20 before you catch a break. That northbound delay is going to start as you head towards University, trying to get up to and through the Grady Curve. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Partly cloudy skies this afternoon, warming up to the upper 50s to low 60s. Scattered rain showers arrive late this evening, continuing through early tomorrow morning with lows in the low 40s. The rain moving out tomorrow afternoon, but staying cloudy and cool with highs in the low 50s.
Currently 35 degrees in Cumming, 37 in Riverdale, 37 degrees in Midtown Atlanta at 9:05. More news at 9:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Judd Hickenbotham, 95.5 WSB.
Welcome, friends, to an extremely action-packed edition of the Mark Arum Show on this Tuesday, February 3rd. Welcome, friends. Coming up in a little over an hour, around 10:12 a.m., I am going to give you a keyword in the 5K a day bonus splits. Your next chance to win $1,000 here on 95.5 WSB. Coming up in 15 minutes, Clark Howard's going to do a pop-by, a pop-in. We'll talk to our buddy Clark. In 1 hour, going live to D.C., Scott McFarland from CBS News, the latest on the Fulton County FBI raid. Scott Slade's going to join us live. We're going to be all over the big stories, local, national, and international. First and foremost, welcome back to Longoria on the other side of the takeout window. A successful cheerleading competition.
Yeah, they
event.
took second place. Yeah.
Oh, congrats.
Second, yeah.
What's that? What are they? The Mustangs? What's the name of their team?
Kiwis.
The Kiwis.
Kiwi co-eds, because they have one little boy there.
Oh, there you go. The Kiwi co-ed. Anyway, welcome back to Longoria. You were missed, my friend. I want to start off the show, though, joining us, Georgia Senator Jon Ossoff. Senator, good morning. Thanks so much for your time. Let's start with the partial government shutdown. Do you think it will pass the House? And maybe more importantly, do you want it to pass the House?
Yes and yes. I think this should be resolved in short order. It depends if Speaker Johnson can get his members organized. If he can, then this could end as soon as today or tomorrow.
The hang-up here, obviously, is the funding for HHS and ICE. We heard from Kristi Noem that ICE officers now going to be outfitted with body cameras. Your thoughts on that, and what other changes would you like to see with ICE and Border Patrol?
Well, it's a start. I mean, look, this is a freedom-loving country, and I don't think that Americans, whether Democrats, Republicans, or independents, believe that federal agents should be able to act with impunity and abuse civil liberties. If you step back and look at what we've seen in just the last few months, it's masked federal agents raiding Americans' homes without so much as a judge's warrant, setting up police checkpoints across American cities, and demanding Americans' papers to prove their citizenship without cause, without reasonable suspicion, detaining American citizens without cause. We've seen Americans beaten, Americans killed. You know what really struck me, and I think should chill all of us, is you had 2 Americans who were shot dead by federal agents, and within minutes, at the highest levels of the American government, those deceased American citizens had been slandered as, quote, terrorists by their own government with no evidence. This kind of misconduct, Mark, I think is a threat to our liberty. Our Constitution guarantees us due process under law. Our Constitution guarantees us protection against searches and seizures without warrants. And when you have federal agents wearing masks, acting with impunity, using violence against Americans, raiding and searching our homes, or detaining Americans without a judge's warrant, without cause, I think that's unacceptable misconduct by the federal government.
Georgia Senator Jon Ossoff joining us here on the Mark Arum Show. Huge story here in Georgia, Senator, the FBI raid in Fulton County. Local Democratic leaders worried about the voter data. What concerns, if any, do you have about that FBI raid?
I don't think it's just local Democratic leaders who are concerned. I'm hearing concern across the political spectrum about this. I mean, the president has been obsessed with overturning his 2020 defeat ever since he lost that election. And Georgia has been ground zero for his conspiracy theories. People will recall he was trying to pressure and intimidate Georgia election officials into, quote, finding him the votes that he needed to win in a state that he had lost. The conspiracy theories about Georgia were a major part of what motivated that mob to attack and ransack the United States Capitol in January of 2021, on January 6th, 2021. It's been an obsession for the president. And I suspect this is a continuation of his efforts to overturn the 2020 election. And what we're seeing more broadly across the country is we're seeing the president use federal power to pursue vendettas, to punish people he perceives to be his enemies, and to advance his own personal and political interests. That is not the proper use of the immense power of the presidency and the federal government.
Senator, speaking of the 2020 election, you were elected in 2020, beating incumbent David Perdue. What does it tell you that President Trump isn't questioning the results of your race, just the presidential race?
He's obsessed. I mean, this has been a preoccupation of his now for nearly 6 years. And you got to step back and ask yourself, what are we doing here? We've got prices going higher and higher amidst these trade wars, health insurance premiums that are skyrocketing for the American people. The economy's in trouble. Manufacturing is slowing down. Georgia's own state economist appointed by Governor Kemp warning of stagflation, slowing growth, slowing job creation, rising prices for Georgia's economy right now. We should be lowering costs for the American people, supporting hospitals that are under strain, building infrastructure, curing diseases, bringing the country together to do things that are in our national interest. Instead, we see the federal government pursuing the president's personal vendettas and preoccupations, these tariffs sowing chaos across the economy, threats to conquer Greenland. I think that this administration, frankly, Mark, is careening out of control. And it speaks to the importance of there being checks and balances here in Washington when you have a president behaving this way.
Senator, I don't know if you heard or the audio yet, but the president was on the Dan Bongino podcast yesterday calling for Republicans to nationalize elections. What could that look like? Is that a possibility? And are you worried about that rhetoric from the president?
We should all be worried about that rhetoric from the president. This is, okay, let's take our normal disagreements about public policy between conservatives and liberals, Democrats and Republicans out of it. This president is not a man of integrity. He is a man who has demonstrated his will to abuse his power to advance his own interests. He has installed political loyalists in many of these high offices who follow his orders, whether they're ethical or not, without apparently any scruples or constraints. Of course, this should concern us. And again, this is why we urgently need checks and balances in Washington, because when you have a president who conducts himself this way and who is willing to abuse his power in these ways, it is vitally important that the Congress be able to check him.
Georgia Senator Jon Ossoff. Senator, as always, appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me.
There you go, Georgia Senator Jon Ossoff hitting a bunch of topics there. The government shutdown seems to be optimistic that this will be a temporary partial shutdown. A lot to say about the ICE situation, and maybe most importantly, in depth on that FBI raid. I mentioned, Deborah, that President Trump was in that, appeared on the Dan Bongino podcast, former deputy director of the FBI. This is what President Trump had to say about federalizing the elections.
The Republicans should say, we want to take over. We should take over the voting in at least 15 places.
More from President Trump on the Bongino podcast.
The Republicans ought to nationalize the voting. And we have states that are so crooked, and they're counting votes. We have states that I won that show I didn't win.
So President Trump there saying that the Republicans should federalize elections in at least 15 states. Immediate reaction from Democratic Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer.
Does Donald Trump need a copy of the Constitution? What he's saying is outlandishly illegal. Once again, the president's talking no differently than a dictator who wants elections in America to be as legitimate as elections in countries like Venezuela.
I mean, not to be critical, but I think if Joe Biden had said that the Democrats should go in and federalize elections in 15 states, he rightly would receive criticism. Obama, you name the president. I mean, that's eye-opening that one party should go in and federalize a state's election. That's certainly not how the system is set up. Scott McFarland, CBS News justice correspondent, is going to be joining us. And I'll ask him about that reaction to Capitol Hill, what President Trump said on that Bongino podcast, and the FBI raid in the state of Georgia. We had some strong words there from Georgia Senator Jon Ossoff on the FBI raid. Rob Pitts, he is the Fulton County Commission chair. He was on CNN this morning, asked about that FBI raid. The first question was, what's your reaction to President Trump saying, quote, you'll see some interesting things come out of Georgia?
Well, that's what I was afraid of last week when I heard that Tulsi Gabbard had come to Fulton County, Georgia for an FBI raid. It made no sense to me given how full her plate is. So at that moment, I didn't see her personally, but I heard that she was on the scene. I knew at that moment that something bigger than just the FBI confiscating boxes of 2020 election material was going on. And when I thought at that time that this must be about the 2020 elections, but more importantly about the 2026 and 2028 elections, we felt all along here that there was going to be a move to take over elections in Fulton County, Georgia, and I think that that's what's at play now.
There you go. Fulton County Commissioner Rob Pitts on CNN this morning asked about what does a takeover of Fulton County elections mean or look like now?
Well, I think it was so much dissent here in Fulton County. It would discourage people from voting. It would, I think, they would control how we run elections. It would probably reduce the number of early voting precincts that we have and the things that we do here to encourage voting. But listen, I'm no constitutional scholar, but I do know that the states control elections, not Congress, not the White House, and clearly not the president. So he's treating the Constitution as if it's a suggestion, and it's not. It's the law. And further, I would say that this whole issue with the raid was more about a distraction to what's really going on. Something sinister is going on, and I think this is really more about power on his part than it is about policy. It's power and not policy. We in Fulton County, we run fair elections. Every legal vote is counted, and I said then, leave us alone. We know what we're doing.
Fulton County Commissioner Rob Pitts this morning on CNN. Obviously, still a story garnering national interest here in Metro Atlanta, the origins there. 9:17 on the Mark Arum Show. Reminder, in just less than an hour, I'm going to give you a keyword in the 5K Day Bonus Splits. Another chance to win $1,000 on 95.5 WSB. Coming up next, Clark Howard's going to join us live in studio. I got to pick Clark's brain about what is going on with gold prices right now. Wowza. Right now, though, we got to check the Tuesday morning ride around town. Let's say hello and good morning to Stephanie Stallworth.
Hey, Mark, good morning to you. 400 southbound, still carrying some of the volume out of Alpharetta, heading down into Sandy Springs. Crash I told you about a little earlier on the south side, 285 west before 75. Cleared off to the right shoulder. Traffic brought to you by Super Shore. Do you own a small business? You need to hear this. A seismic shift is coming. It's time to get your Super Shore. Not kind of shore, not pretty shore, but Super Shore coming soon. Stephanie Stallworth, 95.5 WSB.
It pays to have the WSB radio app. Download it today and get ready for the Blitz.
I just won $1,000 on WSB.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz. 5 chances every weekday to win $1,000.
That is awesome.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
Your next chance to win is at 10 a.m.
Are you serious?
95.5 WSB.
Download the WSB radio app now.
Hey, y'all, it's Belinda Skelton, and many of you know I've been talking about the amazing folks at Four Seasons Home Care for quite a while now. So many of you have asked me questions about if home care is right for your aging parents. So I brought in my expert, Deborah Barron of Four Seasons Home Care. Okay, Deborah, the main thing that people ask me is, how flexible is home health care? Do I have to lock into a long contract?
There's no binding contract. We just have a service agreement that you would sign, and there's nothing that locks you into a plan. So we try to be flexible to follow the needs of your parent. Some of our clients start with just a few days a week, and I think that's a great way to ease into things.
Now, Deborah, I know that my parents needed a lot of care. They needed 24-hour around-the-clock care. But I'm sure some clients only need help preparing meals, things like that. How does Four Seasons Home Care deal with that?
Yes. So a big part of our process, and I believe the most important one, includes a home visit from our registered nurse. And she is going to sit down with your family member and go over everything and see exactly what you might need. Some people may just need a little bit of care, and others may need more in-depth, hands-on care. So they are brilliant at laying out a plan of care that's tailored for each situation. And I think you really need that kind of customization to ensure your parents get exactly what they need.
Folks, if you have aging parents who are clear that they want to age in place in the comfort of their homes, I cannot recommend enough the experts like Deborah at Four Seasons Home Care. It's 100% free and is such a crucial step in getting your parents what they need for their care and allows you, the child, to do your role, and that's just love them and be there for them. Google Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta. That's Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta.
It's a small change, but a meaningful one. North Georgia Replacement Windows is now NG Windows.
It's Jonathan and Ted. For over 2 decades, our website has been ngwindows.com. Now our name is the same.
Shorter name, same windows. Energy efficient, durable, 8 times stronger than vinyl.
Experience the Infinity by Marvin fiberglass difference in your home or our Alpharetta showroom.
Infinity by Marvin from NG Windows, yeah!
So your septic system needs repairs. That stinks. First, they want to charge you to pump out the tank and charge you again for the repair. That's just wrong. Hi, I'm Shannon, owner of Scorpion Septic, and we don't do that. With us, there's never a pump out charge with your repair. You'll save hundreds.
Take the sting out of septic service with Scorpion Septic, where there is never a pump out charge with your repair. Call for more information.
ScorpionSepticServices.com.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
Happy 30th anniversary to the great people at Ragsdale Heating and Air. This is Scott Slade. 3 decades keeping families like mine comfortable. And you can stay comfortable this winter with the Ragsdale Free Furnace February offer. When you purchase the new Carrier home comfort system, you'll receive the new furnace for free. And that'll include Ragsdale's own trusted 15-year parts and labor warranty. 11,000 reviews with a 4.9 Google rating mean you can trust Ragsdale for plumbing, electrical, and insulation, too. Online at ragsdaleair.com or call them. Ragsdale is the name I know you can trust.
9:23 on the Mark Arum Show. Once again, a reminder, 10:12 a.m. I'm going to give you a keyword in the 5K a day bonus blitz. You could win $1,000 here on 95.5 WSB, and then maybe turn around and invest that $1,000 in gold. Holy smokes, gold futures up right now, almost $300. Joining us live in studio, my gold expert. Well, my expert on just about everything.
Really?
Clark Howard. Yeah, so
you should see silver is moving even more dramatically than gold day by day.
But Costco, they might have, but I don't remember the Costco selling silver bars. But they sold the gold bars you've been telling us about for a long time. Tell me you scooped up a bunch.
So, nope. Gold and silver are not investments.
Okay.
They are a hedge. Right now, people are treating gold and silver as speculative. And the moves are so great because we've got something different than we used to have. And that's with the technology that exists today. Individuals can just with a click on their smartphone can buy and sell commodities like silver and gold instantly. So that's why there's so much buzz about it right now on social media that silver and gold are just going crazy day by day. You know, we had a big drop a few days ago, now a big run up today. And so what you look at is the trend over time. Why is silver and gold going up right now? One is the speculation, and two is worry about what's going to happen with the U.S. Central Bank, with the Federal Reserve. Are we going to do what's known as debase the dollar? Are we going to make money so easy that the dollar is going to lose value?
Yeah.
So this is a trade going on underneath about fear about the U.S. dollar going from being the world's champ to the world's chump.
I'm of the era that you bought gold as a hedge, as you mentioned, and it was rare to see gold and the stock markets doing well at the same time, which is what we've been seeing here.
Yeah, because again, it's a hedge against bad times.
Yeah.
So for the stock market to be at or near records and silver and gold to be moving up, you've got two things that over time can't be the same. But right now they are, and that's because of the ease of people's ability to
So much
invest
easier.
today.
Yeah.
And again, I want to emphasize what I said up front. Gold and silver are not an investment because gold doesn't create anything other than a small amount of it being made in jewelry. Same thing with silver. It doesn't throw off dividends. It doesn't do any of the things that somebody who goes out and starts his or her own company and creates wealth for themselves, creates jobs for people to work for them. Gold and silver don't do that. So they're just there because of people's worry about the wider world or right now the weirdness going on with the Federal Reserve.
Silver's up 13% today. 13%.
And let's talk tomorrow. Where's it going to be tomorrow?
All right, so
it should not move at those kind of dramatic rates
Clark,
in
real
a
quick.
day.
Gold is now at $4,941 an ounce.
Yeah.
What was it? What was Costco selling the ounce for? Do you remember the last time they offered
when
it?
they sell it based on what the price is, plus a teensy tiny Costco style markup.
Yeah.
So it's the best place to buy gold, but they don't buy it back from you.
Yeah.
So you always have a buy-sell spread when you own physical precious metals. And so precious metals have to move up just for you to break even on what it costs on the buy-sell spread.
But do you remember what they were selling it for?
I don't.
Yeah. We'll have to pull that audio.
But I've got a brother who's been into believing the dollar's going in the toilet for like 20 years, and he's finally right.
He's finally getting it. All right. So, again, the headline, gold, silver, precious metals, not an investment.
No, and you can do 5 or so % of the money you have in a precious metal, but you go beyond that, you're going into speculative fever, and that's dangerous.
All things Clark at Clark.com. So good to see you, my friend.
It's great to see you.
News, weather, and traffic in 3. When we come back, Clark's about to catch a flight to catch one of the last concerts at the Kennedy Center. The future of the Kennedy Center. We'll update that next from D.C. on The Mark Arum Show.
We are here with CFP and investment advisor Aaron Vincent of the Vincent Financial Group and host of Retire ATL every weekend right here. Get more at retireatlradio.com. And Aaron, there are some adults that work with the big box firms, and they think to themselves, I feel like some of my needs aren't being met, or there are opportunities that they could be missing. So what would you tell that person that's thinking about getting that second opinion, thinking about making the call, but they just haven't yet?
Mark, what I would say to that person who thought about it or wanted to last year but didn't is why? Why didn't you? Let's get real here. Whether you're in your car driving or you're at your office, however you're listening to this, take a second or write this down or make a mental note. Why didn't you execute on that thought? That thought that you had, that feeling that you had about getting a second opinion, you didn't follow up with that. What's the reason? A lot of times we find people are intimidated by, I don't want to be transparent. I feel like if I admit where I'm at, I'm admitting failure or something along those lines. And let me just make the bridge to you right now. We aren't going to judge you if you wish you were at X, but you're only at Y. There's no shame in saying, I'm not where I want to be and I want to get there. That should be applauded. If anything, you're going to get applause from us because it's like the human condition, right? Life on earth, to raise your hand and say, I need some help. I'd like to get this thing shored up and I'm willing to tell you the truth about where I'm at to get there. That takes courage. It takes some guts. I respect that regardless of where you are. To say, I'm willing to open myself up to that sort of conversation, that should be applauded.
To receive a personalized second opinion of your financial future from the team at the Vincent Financial Group, we invite you to call today, 770-280-1488. That's 770-280-1488 or online at retireatlradio.com. And join us for Retire ATL every weekend right here. And it's all powered by the Vincent Financial Group.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions.
Tara Fine Jewelry Company, just 3 miles from the Mall of Georgia in Beaufort. Coveted brands like De Beers Code of Origin Diamonds, Mikimoto, Roberto Coin, fine Swiss watches, and so much more. Visit Tara Fine Jewelry Company in Beaufort today.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 9:30. I'm Jed Hickenbotham. Our top story this half hour, watching the investigation this morning in the search for a suspect after a shooting inside the Decatur Library that has shut down the facility today. Decatur Police Lieutenant John Bender says it seems the shooting stemmed from an argument and fight between the victim and 44-year-old Medicus Brown.
Anytime a crime like this happens, it's definitely shocking. People want to be able to go to public buildings and public places and feel safe.
Yeah, Brown remains on the run this morning. You can see his picture at WSBRadio.com. Anyone with information should call 911 or Decatur Police. The victim in the shooting in the library's second-story computer room was taken to the hospital in critical condition. It is 39 degrees right now in Midtown Atlanta. WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards says we continue to warm up today. The high possibly topping 60 degrees under sunny skies, but rain likely moving in by the time you head to bed. Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast is coming up. Jonesboro is the latest Georgia city to reduce penalties for possession of less than an ounce of marijuana. City Councilwoman Chelsea Kearney says the policy mirrors the one adopted last fall by Clayton County.
$150 civil fine, no jail time, no drug convictions, and it is still illegal under the state law.
As she says, it allows law enforcement, though, to focus on more serious criminal offenses. The previous Jonesboro statute called for a $1,000 fine and potential jail time. Metro Atlanta now seems to be much friendlier to those looking to buy a home.
Buyers of more than 2/3 of homes in the Atlanta metro snagged deals below the list price last year, and among those who paid less than list, the average discount 7.3%. It's trend unfolding in multiple other metros across the nation. Redfin says a discount among homes sold for under the list price at average 7.9% nationwide, the largest in more than a decade. And among the discount buyers, 1 in 4 got more than 10% off, with notable cuts in West Palm Beach, Fort Lauderdale, and Miami, along with Pittsburgh and Detroit. I'm Bloomberg's Denise Pellegrini for 95.5 WSB.
We'll be watching high-level talks today in Israel between U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, and Israel's military leadership. Among the topics they'll be discussing, rising tensions with Iran over its nuclear program and its deadly crackdown on protesters in the country. The U.S. has sent a heavy military presence into the Arabian Sea. And leaders are also expected to discuss possible next steps in the fragile ceasefire with Hamas in Gaza. And Atlanta-based Coca-Cola is set to release a new offering.
Get ready for Coca-Cola's newest flavor, Cherry Float. The new soft drink, which also comes in a zero-sugar version, adds a twist on the traditional Coke cherry flavor with a hint of smooth, creamy vanilla.
Yeah, Jesse Mitchell reports the new flavor will be released later this month at all stores, along with the return of the previously discontinued Diet Coke Cherry. It's 9:33 as we check your money. A good start on Wall Street this morning. The Dow opening up more than 100 points. S&P is up slightly. The NASDAQ is now up more than 50 points. Now live team coverage of traffic and weather. We start in the WSB 24-hour traffic center and Stephanie Stallworth.
Hey, Judd, looks like a pretty good deal for you overall with no major incidents left over. Your southbound roll through Cobb 75 southbound, still slowing in stretches approaching the north and south loops, getting down to 285 inside the perimeter, still bunching up as well. 85, 75, 400 south through Midtown. Northbound connector delays after 166 into the Grady Curve. Stephanie Stallworth, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. A mix of sun and clouds today, warming up to the upper 50s to low 60s. Scattered rain showers arrive later this evening. They'll continue overnight into early tomorrow morning with lows in the low 40s. As the rain moves out tomorrow, the cooler air moves in. Highs in the low 50s, dropping down to the 20s by Thursday morning.
36 degrees right now in Kennesaw, 37 degrees in Swanee, up to 39 degrees in Midtown Atlanta at 9:34. More news at 10. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Jed Hickenbotham, 95.5 WSB.
When the weather is at its worst, right now we have some heavier snow showers right along I-75.
We're at our best.
Winter Storm Watch now includes more of Metro Atlanta.
The Weather Watch never stops.
4 inches of snow in Monroe, 2 inches in Lawrenceville.
95.5 WSB.
Your severe weather station.
I mean, the unredaction of the victims' names, I think that it's incredibly insensitive and re-traumatizing for many of these survivors.
That's Sky Roberts, brother of an Epstein accuser. Still to come, the latest on the Epstein files. But next, the future of the Kennedy Center. We go to D.C. in 2 minutes on the Mark Arum Show.
Start your spring cleaning early and get an insanely clean home with Zerorez carpet and air duct cleaning. Take 20% off standard cleaning services when you mention WSB or book online at ZerorezAtlanta.com. Zerorez, it's the right way to clean.
Attention men, are you suffering from ED or PE? Here's an important message from Choice Men's Health.
I'm Dr. Katz, and I'm the Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Are you performing the way you want to in the bedroom? If the answer is no, and you've tried Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra and were disappointed, then you need to come see us immediately. If you don't see results on the first visit, then there's no charge. Many of our patients have medical conditions such as diabetes, hypertension, obesity, and prostate problems. I'm happy to say that we have 98% success rate with all our patients. Our customized solutions will allow you to perform within 10 minutes and last an hour and even longer. You can regain your love life and tackle your ED and PE problems. Guys, your partner will never complain again. Our clinic has the most affordable prices, so if you visit other clinics and you're not completely satisfied, then you need to call Choice Men's Health.
Regain your love life regardless of your age or medical history. Choice Men's Health guarantees results on your first visit or you pay nothing. Call now, 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170.
Cracks, gaps, and leaning? Oh my! You've got foundation problems.
Hi, I'm Mark Beckham, owner of Atlanta Ramjack. You should never ignore cracks in your bricks, stucco, sheetrock, or drywall. Also, check for gaps in your door frames, windows, or your garage door. And if your chimney is leaning, you probably have a foundation issue.
Let the specialists at Ramjack fix it right the first time. Google Atlanta Ramjack for your free estimate.
Ramjack.
Was her name? 67 years ago today. Rock and roll stars Richie Valens, the Big Bopper, Buddy Holly were killed along with pilot Roger Peterson when their plane crashed near Clear Lake, Iowa. That was Donna by Richie Valens. Obviously, tough day for Longoria.
Not my Richie.
I can't believe you came back.
I know. I forgot about it.
That is such a great movie. I need to rewatch it. I didn't really know about that fatal crash until that movie came out. Lou Diamond Phillips. Did he win an Academy Award for that? He should have.
He did not.
He was
I don't think he was even nominated.
No, he wasn't well known at that moment.
So I don't want to play favorites. I know My Richie. We love My Richie, but here's some other music from the artists that lost their lives 67 years ago today.
There ain't nothing in the world like a big-eyed girl to make me act
So fun and make me. I just love that music. Like a long-necked goose.
Like a girl. Oh, baby, that's what I like.
So that was the Big Bopper. Love that. I'm assuming that was Buddy Holly. Yeah?
Peggy Sue,
Peggy
yes.
Sue.
Peggy Sue is Buddy
that was
Holly,
a tough clip.
yes.
And then obviously they were immortalized.
Something touched me deep inside the day the music died.
I mean, is it weird that I love older music so much?
So when I'm not here and I need a little palate cleansing on what to
Yeah.
listen to, I tend to listen to oldies, 40s, 50s, 60s rock, just
All right.
to have something going on.
What was the name of the movie?
La Bamba.
La Bamba. Vinny, if you haven't seen La Bamba, there's your homework for the
The
weekend.
Buddy Holly story is good too.
Buddy Holly story's good too. Ignore his cousin relationship, whatever was going on there. But yeah, La Bamba, fantastic movie. 9:38 in the Mark Arum Show. I'm sorry, I had to pay respect to the fallen artist that died 67 years ago today. 10:12 a.m. I'm going to give you a keyword in the 5K Day Bonus Blitz. Fellas, if you're keeping track, we are now 11 days away from Valentine's Day. At 11:37, Deborah, you've got a solution for the struggling fellas in the audience that haven't gotten the gift yet.
Yeah, if you're still looking, how about a $100 Spa Sadell gift card? That should be a good gift.
Make sure you listen at 11:37. We can hook you up for Valentine's Day. Let's go to the nation's capital. Joining us from ABC News, it's White House correspondent Karen Travers. Karen, good morning. As always, thanks so much for your time. President Trump made an announcement yesterday saying that he isn't ripping down the Kennedy Center or the Trump Kennedy Center, but hinted at an extensive renovation of the building. What exactly, if anything, do we know about the future of the Kennedy Center?
Yeah, the president had first said it was because he wants to do construction, revitalization, and complete rebuilding. And yesterday, reporters had a chance to ask him questions about it. And he said that the Kennedy Center is in very bad shape. He said it's run down, it's dilapidated, it's sort of dangerous. We should note that there was a renovation of the Kennedy Center just back in 2019. But he says that this is necessary, and it's also necessary to close the Kennedy Center for 2 years starting on July 4th, because you can't have events and also do the renovations at the same time. time. But there's a lot of questions now about how this is going to work, because he also last summer, when talking about building the ballroom at the White House, had said that it wouldn't interfere with the current building. It would be near it but not touching it. And then the bulldozer showed up and started to level the East Wing. So reporters asked him yesterday if he was going to tear down the Kennedy Center. And he said he wasn't, quote, ripping it down, but he certainly signaled an extensive renovation of the building. He said he'd be using steel, he'd be using the structure, using some of the marble, and some of the marble comes down. But he said once it's done, it will be brand new and really beautiful.
First question, Karen, and I have a bunch of them, but the first question is, does the executive branch have power over the Kennedy Center, and what kind of construction goes on there?
So this is all kind of a interesting area here, sort of. There's $250 million that was allocated by Congress last year for repairs and restoration. There is a board at the Kennedy Center that can handle some of these types of projects. The president took over the board last year. He's the chairman. He appointed staffers, loyalists, friends to be on the board after he fired everybody that was on the board. This is what happened just a couple weeks ago when the name change happened. Technically, there was a pushback then that Congress would have to authorize any name change and also any changes to the structure because of how the Kennedy Center was established through an act of Congress. But I talked to a lawyer at the time who has looked into this and studied this, and essentially the message was, how does somebody stop him? Like, Congress would have to step in and put a stop to the name change or any sort of massive construction project, but we haven't seen that happen before, so not sure we would see it this time.
I know the Kennedy family has been upset about the name change, and I'm sure what might happen demolition-wise. But to the average American, if you go back 4 years, most people were maybe familiar with the name but didn't know the importance. Compared to the tearing down of the East Wing, this seems like maybe a lesser significant story.
I think, people obviously see the building of the White House, and it's like, okay, that's such a symbolic, important thing. The Kennedy Center is such a critical thing in D.C. It's a landmark. There are student programs there. It is a cultural institution. This is where the Washington Symphony Orchestra is affiliated with. The Washington National Opera was until just recently, because they ended their affiliation because of all of the changes there. But you also have the fact that this was conceived and set up by Congress as a living memorial to President John F. Kennedy. It's not just like Lincoln Center or Carnegie Hall or the equivalent in Atlanta that's just a concert hall where you sell tickets and people come. This is quite literally the memorial to JFK in Washington, just like the Lincoln Memorial or the Jefferson Memorial or the Washington Monument. This just happens to also be an art center, because that's what Congress wanted to do back in the 70s when they established this.
Final question for you, Karen. I would imagine the criticism from the left, or the immediate reaction from the left, was, well, that's because every artist canceled and there was going to be no one playing at the Kennedy Center, and that's why they decided to do this.
There was certainly a lot of that yesterday, Sunday night and yesterday, even including from the Kennedy family. Maria Shriver basically said that in a social media post that, because artists have canceled and ticket sales are down, and all of that is true. There has been a long list of artists and groups and shows, traveling shows, that have canceled appearances at the Kennedy Center in the wake of the president's takeover of the Art Center, and ticket sales have plunged since then. So certainly, it's a question to be asked of, do you close it for 2 years because it is struggling right now to get acts and to get people in the seats, and then you have 2 years to work on bookings to reopen back in 2028.
Karen Travers, ABC News. Karen, great stuff as always. Thanks for your time.
Have a great day.
9:44 on the Mark Arum Show. We're going to go back to D.C. twice before the end of the broadcast. At 10:05, we're going to check in with CBS's Scott McFarland in depth on the FBI raid here in Fulton County and the political impact on Capitol Hill. And John Decker, White House correspondent. President Trump set to meet with the president of Colombia at some point this morning. John Decker will preview that very important meeting. So we're going to go back to D.C. at least twice more on the Mark Arum Show today. Want to update this local story that I was stunned to hear on Atlanta's Morning News. The Decatur Library remains closed today as police continue to search for a suspect wanted for shooting a man at the facility.
Decatur police identified the suspect as 44-year-old Medicus Brown. They say the victim in the shooting was found inside the library on Sycamore Street. DeKalb County CEO Lorraine Cochran Johnson says their thoughts and prayers are with the man who was injured, as well as library employees and patrons who were present and understandably shaken by the incident. The county's library director says they're taking necessary steps to ensure safety measures are in place as the investigation continues. Jennifer Perry, 95.5 WSB.
Like, what is going on? Like, listen, we're numb to shootings in Metro Atlanta. It's just part of life. It's not just here. There's shootings in my small town in Connecticut and in Corpus Christi and Madison, Wisconsin. But in a library? Like, who even goes to a library?
That's what I'm thinking. Like, the people that still kind of hang out in a library, all I can think of is they says it was by the computers. Like, if you don't have internet access to a computer, you can go and use it for like an hour or two.
Yes.
You sign in, and maybe there was something about I got the computer first.
All right, but if you can afford a gun, can't you afford internet?
Doesn't necessarily mean you can afford it.
All right, maybe. Vinny, aside from school, elementary, middle, high school, college, have you ever been to like a city's or a town's public library before?
Yeah, when I was like 10 with my mother.
What library did you frequent when you were 10?
I forget the name. It was right there on Cascade, though, where I grew up.
All right, so a Fulton County library in the Fulton County. And the reason so my mom was a librarian for a middle school and a high school. So I've got a special place in my heart for librarians. That's shocking to me. Although it made me think, as I was thinking about the craziness of the story, like and again, I could be wrong. Maybe libraries are just jam-packed all the time, and I just don't know it. The only time I go to the library is to vote. Sometimes my voting district is in the library, and I go, oh, library.
My daughter takes tutoring there.
In the library.
In a library.
But if you are a member of a criminal enterprise and you want to do a transaction with the fewest witnesses possible, I would think the library is probably a good place to do it, right?
You used to have those like rooms that you could get to,
Yeah.
like listening rooms or just private booths.
The microfiche room.
The microfiche,
Right?
yes.
Do they still have that? I don't even know.
I
They
bet
have
they
microfiche.
do.
Yeah, they have to. Why not? They've got 100 years of microfiche. They're going to keep doing it. So maybe that's what it is. Enterprising criminals are like, well, I got a pound of Coke. You got $15K. We don't want to do it in the Walmart parking lot. Let's go to the Decatur library. There's no one in there. And maybe it was a deal, like a drug deal, right? That's, I guess. To me, that makes more sense than, hey, you've overused your 15 minutes of internet time, dude. I'm going to shoot you. I think it was a criminal exchange gone wrong. That's my theory. I've been watching too many detective shows.
I think they were still quiet, like, shh, here.
Yeah, like, here's the money. Right, hey, keep it down. Here's the Coke. It's not been cut. You got to cut it. Okay, do you want Venmo? Do you want crypto? What do you want? No, cash. I think, and I'm not making light of the situation because it's horrific, and the suspect's still on loose, but as a armchair detective, that's my theory, that criminals are like, because you think about it, if you're going to do something that's illegal, you want to do it where there are no witnesses. What's better than an empty library? We'll see if my theory comes to fruition. 9:48 on the Mark Arum Show. When we come back, we're going to update more top local stories. Right now, though, we got to check the ride around town. Live with the latest, Stephanie Stallworth.
All right, looks like a southbound roll as you head on through the Cobb County area. Mark 75 south. Still slowing in stretches as you head down to the north and south loops. Also, had the trouble for you 20 west over by Boulevard and 85-75 northbound. Still some delays as you head past Langford, heading off and on towards I-20. This update is brought to you by CareSource. As Georgia's only nonprofit health plan, CareSource goes beyond traditional definitions of health to ensure their members have the coverage, care, and support to meet their unique needs. CareSource, caring for the whole health of Georgia. Stephanie Stallworth, 95.5 WSB.
Eric Erickson.
If you want to take out the dominoes, you got to figure out which is the first domino.
The opinions expressed are his.
Where is the beginning of the domino chain to push to make all the other dominoes fall? That's Venezuela.
And that's what makes you listen.
This is one of the craziest stories I have read.
Eric Erickson.
There actually does need to be a law
Today,
here.
starting at noon.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Scott Slade for my roofer, FGA Roofing. Are you considering a new roof but unsure about timing? FGA offers a free drone roof assessment. Get a quote and mention me and you'll get $1,000 off your quote. And the quote will be good for 12 months. Search FGA Roofing to book an appointment today.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed right here on 95.5 WSB. Chris, it's a brand new year, and that means it's a great time to get organized and get your financial house in order. So if that's one of your New Year's resolutions, Hoffman Financial Group is here to help with that, aren't we?
Yeah, so we make it simple, right? And it goes back to saving people time. Don't worry about you having to work with us. We work for you. So if you were to reach out to us, we would start with something as simple as the Portfolio X-ray. Simple as far as your time that you need to provide us some data points on, but we'll take the hours and we'll apply our expertise to generate a pretty comprehensive look at your financial life, specifically your risk profile, the fees in your portfolio, the performance over last year, 3 years, 5 years, the last 10 years against benchmarks. We'll also stress test it. Can we go back in time and say what would have happened to your portfolio during the Great Recession or the dot-com bubble that burst or the COVID correction? It'll give you an indication of how much your money is at risk. All of those components mixed into one simple 10 to 14 page report. We'll give you a copy of it. We'll walk you through it. And as I say, I have yet to see one that didn't have 2 or 3 golden nuggets, as I call them, of opportunity for you to contemplate possibly enhancing your financial future moving forward.
Get 2026 started on the right foot with this complimentary offer from Hoffman Financial Group. There's no cost for the Portfolio X-ray, and the report is yours to keep. Call 404-737-3858. That's 404-737-3858 and online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
Hey Atlanta, Patrick here, owner of Zerorez Carpet and Air Duct Cleaning. Chocolates disappear, flowers fade, but an early spring cleaning is something your Valentine actually gets to enjoy. Only Zerorez cleans with our patented ZR water, electrolyzed water that's scientifically proven to clean without harsh chemicals, soaps, or detergents. No soap means no residue, and no residue means soft, fluffy carpets that stay cleaner longer. And it's completely safe for your family and pets. Don't just take my word for it. Zerorez has over 20,000 reviews with a 4.9 star rating. Now's a perfect time to reset your home, especially if keeping it clean is one of those New Year's resolutions. Sure, you could wait until spring, or you could get a head start with a true state-of-the-art clean. Right now, take 20% off Zerorez standard cleaning services when you mention WSB. That's 20% off just for mentioning WSB. Schedule easily online at ZerorezAtlanta.com. Zerorez, spell it backwards or forwards, it's the right way to clean.
If you're seeing any signs of moisture in your basement, condensation, damp floors, mold, or wood rot, your basement has water issues, AquaGuard will create a customized waterproofing plan to keep your basement dry. Visit aquaguard.net today. Remember, AquaGuard.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
You need an assessment on possible bowel obstruction. I started my surgical rotation today. I'm back in med school.
That's Maura Tierney on ER. She played Abby. Miss Tierney turned 61 years old today. Happy birthday. I loved her in the TV show News Radio. Did you ever watch that, Deborah, News Radio?
No, but it's streaming now. And I'm
Is
thinking,
it really?
Yeah, it's either on Peacock or Prime, because I'm like, maybe I should watch that.
I watched it before I even thought about getting into radio. But the cast, Phil Hartman, Joe Rogan.
No, I know it's got a great, Joe Rogan looks so weird there.
Andy Dick,
yes,
I think, is in
it's
that.
got a good cast. It's just, I think it was on when I was in junior high.
Yeah. There was no reason for you to watch it then. But the fact that we're in news radio now, we should probably find out where that's streaming.
I know I saw it somewhere. I'll figure it out.
But speaking of streaming, breaking news, I can officially recommend 3 shows for folks to stream. It takes a lot for me to do this. First and foremost, Night Manager on Amazon.
I do love that show.
First season came out in 2016, and then it went away. I think it was on BBC, and then it got picked up by Amazon Prime. People loved it, and they did a new season. 10 years later, just came out. It's phenomenal. And then I watched Steel, which was a short mini, like a 6-episode series starring Sophie Turner, who played Sansa Stark in Game of Thrones. I think it's on Netflix. It's about basically a theft of a retirement fund, a pension fund.
I saw that advertised.
Yes. Recommend it. She's really good. And then speaking of Sansa Stark, I loved the original Game of Thrones. I bailed on the prequel. I watched House of Dragons first season, and then I tried the second. I was like, I'm done. But there's a spinoff now called A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. 3rd episode dropped on HBO on Sunday. It's awesome. It's funny. It's good. It's not about the Lannisters and the Starks. It's about this humble dude wanting to become a knight. 3 episodes in, and I'm absolutely hooked. So those are my 3 recommendations. Night Manager on Amazon. Steel, I believe, is on Netflix. And A Night of the Seven Kingdoms on HBO.
And News Radio is on the Roku channel, which is free.
Roku. All right. I'm going to go back and watch that. That I think it's going to hit me differently now that I'm in News Radio watching a show about...
That doesn't happen. That's not right.
Exactly. Why is she so far away from the microphone? You got to get up really close. Quickly, Deborah, this is something we're going to bring up with Stephen Lawson tomorrow, maybe Bill Crane on Friday. Squatting bill back in a possibility here in the state of Georgia.
So remember we talked about how a lot of people are using these extended stays to kind of live because they can't. And so sometimes they get those squatting bills where they just don't leave. They have nowhere else to go, and they've been squatting in these hotels. So this new bill is supposed to be able to give hotels the right to call police to get them out if they have been squatting. So it's not like the house ones that we had talked about.
So if someone doesn't pay for the hotel room, you can't kick them out?
According to the squatting bill, no. I mean, if they lock the door, or I'm not exactly sure.
What the hell am I doing paying a mortgage?
Right?
I'm going to get the presidential suite at the Ritz. Yeah, you can't kick me out. I'm squatting. What time's the breakfast buffet?
Well, once you leave the room.
That's interesting. Okay, so I can't leave the room. I could do the show remotely. I've got the equipment. Sign me up. Forget the mortgage thing. Just stay at the president. Can I get the honeymoon suite, please? How long do you want? Oh, just one night. Just one night. But I'm never leaving. All right, news, weather, and traffic in 3. When we come back live to D.C., Scott McFarland from CBS News. And I'm going to give you a keyword in the 5K a day bonus blitz. Another chance to win $1,000 straight ahead on The Mark Arum Show.
WSB Atlanta, WSBB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Scott Slade here with a special message from my friends Eddie and Lisa, the owners of Tara Fine Jewelry Company in Beaufort.
We wanted to let you know it's not too late to give a memorable gift of fine jewelry for Valentine's.
We are constantly restocking with new inventory, unique designs, and gorgeous diamond engagement rings, perfect for popping the question.
All from the names you know, like De Beers Forevermark Diamonds, Mikimoto Pearls, and Roberto Coin.
We would love to see you.
Tara Fine Jewelry Company, just 3 miles from the Mall of Georgia, Beaufort.
Elevate your sleep experience with an adjustable bed and make everyday activities like reading, watching TV, and working in bed more comfortable. At the Original Mattress Factory, we know not all adjustable beds are created equal. You want one that has the features you actually need, like anti-snore and zero-gravity positions. We offer high-quality adjustable bases paired with a hand-built mattress, all at a factory direct value. And we have product in stock and ready when you are. Visit an OMF location to elevate your sleep experience today.
I'm Channel 2's Lori Wilson.
I'm Fred Blankenship. Channel 2 Extra News this morning is the best place to be for breaking news.
So much is happening, and we're on it. Our reporters are the first to know in your community, bringing you fresh information, the best video.
We know you depend on us. It's why we're everywhere live to prepare you for the day ahead.
In the morning, see what's new.
Don't miss a day. Join us. Channel 2 Action News this morning, 4:30 to 7.
My uncle's Maytag washer lasted over 37 years. His motto, buy once, cry once. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello. When I started A1 Garage Door Service, I thought about my uncle's Maytag. Most garage door springs get about 10,000 cycles or 3 to 5 years. Our Max Life springs last over 100,000 cycles. That's a minimum of 30 years. From repairs to upgrades, call A1 Garage Door Service today or schedule online at a1garage.com.
A1 from day one.
News, weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Hi there, good morning. It is 10 o'clock. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news is sponsored by TE Certified Electrical Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Happening right now, a manhunt underway this morning for a suspect wanted for opening fire in the Decatur Library, critically injuring a man. They know who they're looking for.
Through really good police work, our detectives were able to identify the suspect in this case as Mr. Medicus Brown, a 44-year-old male.
Lieutenant John Bender says the shooting happened after a dispute in the library's computer room on the second floor of the Decatur Library will be closed today as this investigation continues. Anybody with information on the whereabouts of that suspect is being asked to call police. His picture's posted. Take a look, WSBradio.com. Your weather for today, increasing cloud cover, but temperatures are warming up. Afternoon highs flirting with 60 today. Rain showers late in the evening. We'll have Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast with WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards straight ahead. Low-level marijuana possession now decriminalized in the city of Jonesboro.
Until now, possession of an ounce or less of pot carried stiff fines and even possible jail time in Jonesboro. Councilwoman Chelsea Kearney introduced the proposal to reduce fines to $150 and remove the risk of incarceration.
Conduct is still prohibited. We're just making the punishment fit the offense. We want to make the punishment fit the crime.
And she says similar measures elsewhere have not resulted in increased crime.
In fact, the opposite argument is stronger, freeing up the police time for more violent crimes.
Jonesboro does become the 22nd Georgia city or county to adopt such a measure. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
Well, the House is planning to vote on a funding package today that would reopen the federal government. The legislation is backed by President Trump and has already passed through the Senate. Georgia Senator John Ossoff telling WSB this morning.
This should be resolved in short order. It depends if Speaker Johnson can get his members organized. If he can, then this could end as soon as today or tomorrow.
Now, the government partially shut down over the weekend after funding lapsed for a number of agencies. Update on the killings of Renee Good and Alex Preddy in Minneapolis. The Trump administration now saying that all Department of Homeland Security officers in the field will be wearing body cameras. Matt Rivers has more from Minneapolis this morning.
President Trump is saying, quote, they generally tend to be good for law enforcement because people can't lie about what's happening. This is overnight. The death of 37-year-old protester and nurse Alex Preddy was ruled a homicide by the medical examiner after he was shot and killed by federal agents. The medical examiner had also ruled the shooting of another protester, Renee Good, was a homicide as well. In both cases, local investigators say they are being blocked from accessing key evidence by the federal government, while DHS says that both investigations are being carried out by the book.
Federal agents are continuing their immigration crackdown in the Minneapolis area. This morning, an ongoing search underway for the mother of Today Show host Savannah Guthrie. Police now believe the 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie was abducted from her Arizona home early Sunday, kidnapped while she was sleeping. Trevor Ault is in Tucson this morning.
In a statement, Savannah says, on behalf of our family, I want to thank everyone for the thoughts, prayers, and messages of support. Right now, our focus remains on the safe return of our dear mom. She writes in an Instagram post overnight, bring her home.
And Guthrie is cognitively sharp, but could not physically walk more than 50 yards on her own. The sheriff says evidence at that house made it clear this was not a typical missing persons case. Let's take a look at the markets right now, see how your investments are working for you. The Dow in positive territory, but only slightly at 49,432. NASDAQ is down almost a full percent. The S&P's down almost 0.5%. It's time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Stephanie Stallworth in the WSB 24-hour traffic center. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Sabrina. I got a crash working for you, 285. Headed eastbound near New North Side. Headed back and down towards South Cobb Drive. Also, with the issue inside the perimeter 85 South, just before 75 North. You're slowing down from 400, getting down to I-20. Stephanie Stallworth, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Partly cloudy skies this afternoon, warming up to the upper 50s to low 60s. Scattered rain showers arrive late this evening, continuing through early tomorrow morning with lows in the low 40s. The rain moving out tomorrow afternoon, but staying cloudy and cool with highs in the low 50s.
All right, we have 42 degrees right now in Dallas. It's 40 in Tucker and Smyrna. We'll have more news at 10:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
Welcome back to the show and a good Tuesday morning to you. Mark Arum here, you there. It's 10:05, 5 minutes after 10 o'clock. This is the Mark Arum Show, live Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to noon on 95.5 WSB. Core 4 reunited, and it feels so good. Deborah, executive producer of the program. Longoria, the stoic Eskimo on the other side of the takeout window. Vinny Drip screens your calls. Coming up in 30 minutes, Scott Slade's going to join us live. But even before that, in about 7 minutes, thank you, Vinny. In about 7 minutes, I'm going to give you a keyword in the 5K day bonus blitz. Another chance to win $1,000 here on 95.5 WSB. In the meantime, continue our team coverage of the FBI raid here in Fulton County. Joining us live from CBS News in the nation's capital, our good friend Scott McFarland. Scott, good morning. Thanks for your time.
Good morning. Nice to be here, Mark.
Had Senator John Ossoff on earlier on the show. I asked him about that FBI raid, and this is what he had to say.
I think this administration is careening out of control. It speaks to the importance of there being checks and balances here in Washington when you have a president behaving this way.
Is the senator's reaction echoed on Capitol Hill?
You better believe it. Republicans are staying the heck away from this thing. I don't think they want much of this. I don't hear congressional Republicans getting behind the administration's efforts to revisit Fulton County. But Democrats unequivocally are echoing what Senator Ossoff told WSB, that there is a perniciousness to what's happening here, that this is potentially in effect to chill voters, to dissuade voters from coming to the polls in November, that this is an interference by the Trump administration with local elections that may have malevolent purposes.
Where I see a disconnect, and I get Democrats being up in arms and Republicans just, giving you a no comment on this situation. But what I can't connect the dots in is, in 2020, Joe Biden won Fulton County. But in 2024, Kamala Harris got more votes than Joe Biden did. She also won Fulton County. Why is there not an inquiry into the 2024 election results in Georgia?
There's a settling of old scores that has been playing out over the last 13 months, and it's been happening slowly and steadily, and maybe people are missing the bigger picture. There was an attempt to prosecute James Comey, a critic of President Trump. There was an attempt to prosecute Letitia James in New York, who had previously made a case against President Trump. There are efforts to investigate Adam Schiff, the California senator who was the first impeachment manager against President Trump. The administration is going back to 2020 a lot and revisiting battles the president thought were unfair against him. I think Fulton County 2020 is stuck in his craw, and this is a way they're actioning it in a federal investigation where the director of national intelligence is side by side with FBI agents and acknowledges being there too. There is just something about that year that the president is trying to relitigate, and Fulton County is now part of it.
The fact that the DNI is there, is that the hinting that they think there was some kind of foreign interference in 2020? Why else would she be there?
That's her jurisdiction. I mean, that's what she's there for in the administration. I don't believe Fulton County has ever found an iota of evidence of any foreign interference in our local elections, nor has there been any credible evidence of foreign interference in any municipality in America in 2020. But she also was called out at a cabinet meeting by the president when he told her something to the effect of, you want to get after this voting fraud too? And she had said yes. I think this is her now responding to that cabinet meeting and showing up in person. It's a provocative thing for her to be there, but I think that's the bigger picture, Mark. And I talked to a number of election experts, election security experts, who say when they ask for voter rolls, it could be a message for November. When they go after Fulton County for 2020, it could be a message for November. It troubles a lot of people.
One more follow-up on the craw of the 2020 election, and I asked this to the senator earlier in the show. That was the election that John Ossoff defeated Republican incumbent David Perdue. So if there was something funky going on in Fulton County in 2020, why not question the legitimacy of Ossoff's election in Georgia in 2020?
That's a fantastic question, and this is why Republicans stay the heck away from this issue. Because if there was some funky business with the 2020 elections, a lot of them got elected in 2020. Republicans in Georgia, Republicans in Metro Atlanta, Republicans across the country. They want nothing to do with this fiction writing about the 2020 election because it underscores the fact that there may have been problems with their elections too. This is a unilateral Trump administration initiative right now. Doesn't have a lot of backing from national Republicans.
Speaking of elections, President Trump yesterday on the Dan Bongino podcast.
The Republicans ought to nationalize the voting. And we have states that are so crooked, and they're counting votes. We have states that I won that show I didn't win.
Republicans should nationalize the election. Is that even a possibility, Scott?
I don't know what that is. I'm not sure how you nationalize an election without the use of the U.S. military or some overreaching power. Elections in America has always been and always will be local in their operations. States and communities run their own elections. And you know who's been championing that for a couple centuries? That's a conservative principle, to have local control of local government. Nationalizing things is a preposterous proposal, but again, it may have a malevolent end where it's trying to dissuade people from even bothering voting in November. That could be the aim of a president who's up against a real nasty forecast in the midterms.
Finally for you, Scott, Democratic Senator, Arizona Senator Mark Kelly suing the Pentagon. What's this all about?
Pentagon is stripping him of some of his rank and his retirement benefits because of a video he recorded back in 2025 in which he urged U.S. service members not to obey unlawful orders, which is in the military code. The Defense Secretary didn't like that. The Defense Secretary took action against Kelly because of it. In court at 4 p.m. today, Mark Kelly will appear to get a court order to stop the Defense Secretary from stripping Kelly of his benefits. I think this is a proxy war. If he can stop Hegseth, maybe Hegseth won't target other U.S. leaders or legislators who run afoul of the Pentagon.
Scott McFarland, CBS News in D.C. Scott, great stuff as always. Thanks for your time, my friend.
Thank you, Mark.
10-11 on the Mark Arum Show. Obviously, a lot of big stories related to Georgia, related to the elections. President Trump is going to meet with the president of Colombia today in the White House. We'll preview that still to come. Right now, though, let's give away $1,000. Shall we, Deborah?
Sounds good.
Yes. I got to get the okay from the executive producer, the EP. Oh, this is funny. It's the 5K Day Bonus Blitz, friends. Your 10 a.m. keyword is green. Green, green. Enter the keyword green into the WSB Radio app or at WSBradio.com/cash. You have until 10:30 a.m. to enter the keyword and win $1,000. The keyword is green, Green. Now, this is the most important part. If you get a call from a phone number with an 833 area code after 10:30, for the love of God, pick it up. It could be us telling you won $1,000. That's an 833 area code. Keyword is green, Green, green. Good luck. $1,000. Do you have to declare that on your taxes?
I think you do.
I think you do. I haven't done my taxes yet. I've got my side hustle, which is selling baseball cards, and apparently I didn't sell enough last year where eBay didn't send me a 1099 or whatever that. But apparently the IRS is starting to crack down on our side hustle income, Deborah.
Yeah, if you think you can get away with having that side hustle and not reporting it to the IRS, don't think so fast, because even the smallest amount, they're ready to come after you. Now, if you do things like Uber, ride shares, or even an Airbnb where maybe you rent out a room,
sure,
those companies themselves report to the IRS. So they say, hey, Mark did Airbnb for us, and now the IRS is waiting for you to be like, hey, where's your income from the Uber driving that you used to do? If you do things like Venmo and PayPal, they will also report. However, that you have to have more than 200 transactions, which maybe you do with your baseball cards.
I know I pay out. I have more than 200 payout transactions, yes.
And you have to make more than $20,000 in income on PayPal or Venmo. But they're looking for things for anything. Like even if you
if you sell things at trade shows, a garage sale, just anything, like if you hire one of the kids, or maybe not a kid, but if you hire someone in your neighborhood separately to just come and do chores or some handiwork, all of that's supposed to be reported to the IRS.
So the 14-year-old that mows Longoria's lawn is supposed to report that to the IRS.
Does the 14-year-old file for taxes yet? He might be under his parents still.
I think if you get I know that's a good question. I think the parents would have to put that on.
I don't think I had to do any taxes until I was like 16.
You know what? Since I'm going to declare Vinny as a dependent this year, I should probably find out. Vinny, I'm going to need your W-2. Right? I should declare him as a dependent with as many baked
with the food.
With as many turkey sausage, egg and cheese sandwiches.
Turkey sausage, yeah.
And you get the Whataburger Bobs.
Yeah.
Maybe we can split them up.
We can.
We get married, and then we both declare Vinny as
there you go.
Our dependent.
That's it.
I haven't gotten any. Usually, the tax documents are out by now.
I've only got 2 so far. I'm waiting for 2 more.
I got one from my mortgage, Zeke. He's like, "Here's your tax document." I got one from WSB Radio. Like, "Here's your." You haven't got. Well,
no, but we have to go online. I think.
That's what I said. I got the email that says, "Hey, your stuff's available."
I just have been lazy and haven't
online.
done it.
Same. I don't even want to look at it. Sanjay driving Sanjay crazy because he wants me to get my taxes done early, and I know I'm going to owe money, so I'm like delaying it as long as possible. But I don't. Oh, it's getting hit with a side hustle. Would this count as a side hustle? Meghan Markle, who is not a royal, former actress.
She's a Duchess.
They're still part of the.
I think she still has her title of Duchess. Yeah.
She. I don't know what the hell she's doing. I know she was great in Suits. I remember that she was. Yes, big fan. Her side hustle, I think, is going by the wayside. She was making, I don't know if it was homemade or that she just slapped her name on the label, Markle Jam. Like a jam.
It's
like
not a festival. Like an edible spread.
Yeah, like she was bottling jam.
So she's got this Netflix deal where I guess she was doing not a reality show, but kind of a reality show where she would cook and she'd do these different things. And she was making her Markle Jam and trying to sell it. Now, I don't know if it is a side hustle because I don't know what else a Duchess does, but apparently it hasn't been selling too well. There's a warehouse full of it that Netflix has, and they're trying to sell it off as maybe a Valentine's Day thing.
Why would Netflix? They what are they doing in the jam making business?
Well, they're not, but they're the ones that air her show, and so maybe they get a cut of the. I don't know. You want to order some Markle Jam for Maya?
I think
or Leslie.
Like there's got to be. I mean, I like a jam. I have jam maybe twice a year. Just give me buttered toast. I don't need jam on my toast. But if you are a celebrity and you're going to put your name on something, you've got to do your due diligence. Like, what percentage of the United States people are buying like high-end jams?
Like your high-end mayonnaise.
Well, that's mayonnaise. You know, people use Mark Aram's premium mayonnaise on a daily basis, but I don't know. Maybe because I don't use jam.
Social media Sherpa.
Wrong one. The reason I bring this up, years ago, I was going through Publix, where shopping is a pleasure, and I was in the spaghetti sauce aisle, and there was a Paul Sorvino spaghetti sauce, and I was like, that is the perfect marriage.
I would buy that.
Celebrity like Paulie from Goodfellas is selling your Sunday gravy. I was like, I didn't buy it, but I was like, that's the perfect endorsement on a food product. But I don't even think that. I mean, he passed away. I don't even know see if you can find Paul Sorvino tomato sauce on Amazon or something. But I was like, that is mwah. But Markle Jam, I don't know. Remind me to tell you the punchline of the joke. What's the difference between jam and jelly? When we go to commercial break.
It's available on Instacart.
It is. All right. So Mira Sorvino is still benefiting from her Pop's pasta sauce. All right. Anyway, is Markle Jam available? I'm not going to buy it, but
Markle Jam's available.
At a discount apparently. Anyway, she's going to get whacked from the IRS for the Markle Jam. All right, 10:18 on the Mark Arum Show. In case you missed it, your bonus splits keyword is green, GREEN, green. Enter the keyword green into the WSB Radio app or at WSBradio.com/cash. You have until 10:30 a.m. to enter the keyword, win $1,000. Keyword is green. And most importantly, if you get a call after 10:30 from an 833 number, pick it up. Could be us telling you won $1,000. 10:18 on the Mark Arum Show. Let's go back live to Atlanta's only 24-hour traffic center and Stephanie Stallworth.
Hey, Mark, got a flow check for you. 85 southbound, carrying some lingering volume. 316 off and on through Norcross, then off to the 285 corridor. Starts to get a little bit better after that. Trouble still working 7585 is northbound before I-20, below the limit from before University. Update sponsored by Super Shore. Do you own a small business? You need to hear this. A seismic shift is coming. It's time to get Super Shore. Not kind of sure, not pretty sure, but Super Shore coming soon. Stephanie Stallworth, 95.5 WSB.
He's the guy at the desk next to you.
Get over it. He's your co-pilot for the ride home.
Because he's a man and he can get things done.
Yes. Eric Von Hessler.
This is something that the feminist will not deal with.
Today at 3.
I know. You don't care about anything. What do you care about? What is it that you care about?
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
This is Scott Slade, and I've depended on the great people at Ragsdale Heating and Air for many years, keeping my family comfortable no matter what kind of wild swings Atlanta weather may bring. Thanks to Ragsdale, I didn't worry 1 minute about my systems working fine during a recent Arctic blast. And especially now with cold weather keeping us indoors more, Ragsdale wants to make sure you stay comfortable with the Ragsdale Free Furnace February offer. When you purchase a new Carrier home comfort system, you'll receive the new furnace for free. And you not only save now, but you're covered for the next 15 years with Ragsdale's own trusted 15-year parts and labor warranty. They've been taking great care of their customers for 3 decades now. Many of their employees have been with them for 10, 20, even 30 years. No wonder they have over 11,000 reviews and a 4.9 Google rating. Ragsdale's the name I know you can trust to take care of your plumbing, electrical, and insulation jobs, too. It's easy to schedule your visit online at ragsdaleair.com or give one of their friendly customer service reps a call. Take advantage now of Free Furnace February with Ragsdale, the name I know you can trust.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed right here on 95.5 WSB. Chris, you've talked for years about the importance of having a financial plan in place because it gives us that roadmap for the journey of retirement. That helps us navigate the ups and the downs, when life doesn't go to script. But hey, when can we ever count on life to go according to script?
Yeah, it never does, but we can script it out for you financially. And this is a pretty robust offer that we would present to you today. The first step is you call us or you go to unleashyourmoney.com and click that portfolio x-ray button or the 401k x-ray. That'll allow us to do about a 10 to 14 page report. We give it to you. It assesses exactly what's included in your financial life, all of your investments. From there, if you want us to take step 2 for you, again, completely complimentary, free of charge, we will build you an income plan to replace your paycheck in retirement. That income plan also includes tax strategies, which are extremely important for people in today's environment. Then, if you want us to take the final step, we can fold all of that into a full financial plan and map it out for the rest of your life or until age 100. All 3 of those offers, completely free of charge, completely complimentary. I would start with that portfolio x-ray. It'll take us a few hours to generate the report. We do all that behind the scenes. We give it to you in a half an hour, 45-minute meeting. Very valuable information for you to have on your ready and take home with you.
Call the Hoffman Financial Group today, 770-580-2024. That's 770-580-2024 or online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Oh no.
Not now.
What's wrong?
Unit B on our duplex. The water heater just gave out. I have to go.
It's your daughter's cake.
I know, but if I don't fix it, I'll lose the tenant.
It's the small investor trap. You have enough properties to be busy, but not enough to feel like you can afford a manager. Think again. For $115 a month, Renters Warehouse Atlanta becomes your full-time automated staff. We handle the 2 a.m. leaks, the tenant screenings, and the maintenance coordination with our brand new high-tech tracking system. Better ROI, better tenant placement, total freedom. Visit rwatlanta.com today for your free home rental price analysis or call 404-662-2322. Renters Warehouse Atlanta. Efficiency is key.
We're not from the government. We're producers. Fiala, Stark, and Bloom, here to talk to you about your play. We love it, don't we love it? We love it. We think it's a masterpiece.
That's Nathan Lane. His title role, Max Bialystock in The Producers. Mr. Lane turns 70 years old today. He was great in that Robin Williams film. With
The Birdcage,
yes.
yes.
Fantastic. Very talented individual. 10:24 on the Mark Arum Show. In case you missed it, 5K Day bonus splits. Keyword is green, Green, green. You got 5 minutes to pop that into the WSB Radio app or online at WSBRadio.com/cash on this February 3rd edition of the Mark Arum Show. And Deborah's going to answer a question I never thought asking, but now I'm very curious. February has only 28 days. Why does February get the short end of the stick? Why are there only 28 days in February?
There's a couple different reasons here. This goes all the way back to like the Roman calendar, which initially only had 10 months. And if you think about like November and December and stuff, how those mean 9 and 10, that actually makes sense, right? They didn't have
Diciembre.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. So it was around 700 BC where they changed the calendar so it kind of matched up with lunar cycles because, you know, they didn't have clocks and they were using sundials and seasons and things like that. So they changed it to 12 months around 713 BC. But they also thought that even numbers were unlucky. So every month is usually 29 days or 31 days. And this all changed once the Julian calendar was kind of introduced. But they realized that because of these odd days and months and everything, it didn't technically line up with their seasons because we think of 4 seasons a year.
Yeah.
And so did they. And that's how they kind of ran everything by the seasons.
Interesting. All right. I didn't know I wanted the answer to that question. I never even thought about it. Why
could have been a factor of the day.
Could have been. Speaking of lunar cycles, here's another hypothesis. Did you see the full moon? I think it was 2 days ago. It was massive. Maya and I were driving back. It was Sunday night, driving back from dinner, and it was just huge. And obviously the moon has influence on the tides. And I said, do you think the moon has influence on the tides in my tummy? Like, because I had issues and there was nothing. And I was like, I think that's worth something, like the Emory Department of...
Now, is it daytime moon or just nighttime moon?
I don't know. If the moon can adjust, cause impact on the Pacific Ocean, why wouldn't it cause impact on my stomach? Something worth digging into. Keyword, 5K Day bonus splits is green, Green, green. Pop that into the WSB Radio app or online at WSBRadio.com/cash, and you can win $1,000 just like that. News, weather, and traffic in 3, and then Scott Slane joins us live next on The Mark Arum Show. Hey, it's Mark Arum here, and this is for all the listeners who are struggling with hair loss. I'm sure you've tried the lotions, pills, creams, and potions. With so many options and doctors out there, who are you going to trust? What's really going to grow your hair back? The answer? The Advanced FUE from Advanced Hair. It's an incredible breakthrough, folks. Receding hairline, thinning hair, bald spots. Advanced Hair offers a simple, quick, one-day treatment that begins regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. And get this, Advanced Hair even guarantees your new hair will grow. Works for men and women across all ages, and there's no one in hair restoration I recommend more. For your free consultation, call 470-660-HAIR, and if you move forward, you'll also get $500 off. 470-660-HAIR. Refine your hairline with the team that has redefined hair restoration, and don't forget to ask about that guarantee. If you get a chance, check out the incredible before and after pictures at advancedhair.com.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell.
And I'm Monica Pearson. Dale and I
I've worked together for years, first at WSB, and today helping you find Georgia's best companies and sharing why they're the best.
Monica, one of the first companies I researched and recommended is Amco Transmissions and Total Car Care. For more than a dozen years, they've consistently met my 7-point standard and honored my Make It Right guarantee. And I know you believe in Amco just as much as I do.
Dale, over the years, we've both reported about people getting taken advantage of. So I'm keenly aware what it takes to deliver not just great performance, but great customer service. People who follow my advice literally stop me on the street and thank me for referring them to Amco.
We all need mechanics we can trust for correct diagnosis, efficient repair, and fair price. Not just for transmission repair, but engines, brakes, check engine lights, and so much more. Call the locally owned Amco near you.
And I know their nationwide warranty protects you everywhere.
That's AA.
MCO.
Hi, it's Dale from TrustDale.com. I've trusted America's Best Choice for more than a decade for windows, doors, siding, decks, and roofing. Their exclusive 3-way warranty, including my $10,000 Make It Right guarantee, protects you if something goes wrong.
Thanks, Dale. At America's Best Choice, we deliver the best exterior solutions that provide long-term value for your home. Schedule your free in-home estimate now at abcwin.com. No pressure, no gimmicks. America's Best Choice. Quality you can trust, prices you can afford.
At Coosa Valley Credit Union, we believe in the power of human connection. When you call us or stop in a location, you're always greeted by a real person who's friendly and ready to make your banking experience stress-free. This is Andy Harris. If you're tired of automated tellers, come see us at Coosa Valley Credit Union.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios. News,
weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
Hi there. Good morning. It is 10:30. I'm Sabrina Cupid. Jonesboro joining a growing list of Georgia cities and counties in reducing the penalties for possession of less than an ounce of marijuana. Councilwoman Chelsea Kearney says the policy mirrors the one adopted last fall by Clayton County.
$150 civil fine, no jail time, no drug convictions, and it is still illegal under the state law.
She says this allows law enforcement to focus on more serious criminal offenses. The previous Jonesboro statute called for a $1,000 fine and potential jail time. Your weather for today, increasing cloud cover, but those temperatures are warming up. Afternoon highs 57, says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Rain showers late this evening. Cherokee fire investigators are working this morning to determine the cause of a house fire on Lewis Road near Canton. Responding crews found the home engulfed in flames. Medical personnel did treat 3 people at the scene. None, though, required hospitalization. Sadly, one of the 2 dogs inside that home did not survive. Happening right now, a search underway for the man charged with opening fire inside the library in downtown Decatur, wounding another man. Anybody with information about 44-year-old Medicus Brown is asked to call Decatur Police or 911. Lieutenant John Bender says the shooting happened inside a second-story computer room.
I don't believe that it was a random incident. I do believe there was some kind of altercation between the 2 of them that instigated all of this.
The man who was shot was taken to the hospital in critical condition. The investigation into that shooting has shut down the library for today. The man accused of murdering conservative activist Charlie Kirk is set to appear in court this afternoon in Utah. It comes as defense lawmakers for Tyler Robinson say that they don't want a trial in secret, but they do want some documents kept private. Tyler Robinson's defense attorneys argue that the news media is not looking to inform the public, but to sensationalize the case for profit. Robinson is charged with shooting and killing Kirk last September during a speaking engagement on the campus of Utah Valley University. He's seeking to have the Utah County Attorney's Office disqualified from this case. Defense lawyers arguing that they have a conflict of interest because of a prosecutor who got information about the shooting from his adult daughter, who was an eyewitness. The University of Georgia unveiling a new AI investment, including a new pilot program for students.
In his State of the University address, UGA President Jerry Moorhead announces an $800,000 investment in a pilot program to provide thousands of student licenses for premium AI tools. Those include ChatGPT EDU and Gemini Pro.
To prepare students for the workforce of tomorrow, we are moving quickly to support responsible use of artificial intelligence.
Moorhead says faculty and staff already have access to these platforms. He says UGA looks forward to broadening the student pilot program in the months ahead. Cheryl Castro, 95.5 WSB.
All right, so if you have booked a flight on United Airlines for tomorrow, Heads up.
United is planning a major technology upgrade to its online reservation system between 2:30 and 6 a.m. Eastern Wednesday. The airline is warning passengers and even its employees that many of its web and app services will not be available during that time. Customers won't be able to check in for flights, retrieve their itineraries, cancel bookings, or make new reservations.
That's Michael Wallace reporting. He says the carrier says that they have been rehearsing the technology upgrade and should have no problems and it should go smoothly. Let's take a look at the markets. The Dow right now is up 84 at 49,491. NASDAQ is down more than a full percent, and the S&P is down about 0.5%. It's time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Mike Shields in the WSB 24-hour traffic center. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Sabrina. Almost pretty good on the roadways. A good morning on Metro Atlanta, except new trouble on the downtown connector. Looking for this 7585 northbound just past University Avenue. Exit 244 delays quickly filling in as you try to work your way up to I-20. Southbound on the connector out of Middale, not too bad. Just still on and off the brakes. A little sluggish from 17th Street getting past Georgia Tech. And watch out in DeKalb County. Water main break repair continues. Covington Highway westbound at DeKalb Medical Parkway. That remains in a right lane. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. A mix of sun and clouds today, warming up to the upper 50s to low 60s. Scattered rain showers arrive later this evening. They'll continue overnight into early tomorrow morning with lows in the low 40s. As the rain moves out tomorrow, the cooler air moves in, highs in the low 50s, dropping down to the 20s by Thursday morning.
43 degrees in Woodstock. It's 42 in Winder. Dunwoody, you have 42 degrees right now. We'll have more news at 11 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
It pays to have the WSB radio app. Download it today and get ready for the Blitz.
I just won $1,000 on WSB.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz. 5 chances every weekday to win $1,000.
That is awesome.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
Your next chance to win is at 12 p.m.
Are you serious?
95.5 WSB.
Download the WSB radio app now.
Well, that's what I was afraid of last week when I heard that Tulsi Gabbard had come to Fulton County.
That's Fulton County Commissioner Rob Pitts commenting on the FBI raid in Fulton County. We'll continue our team coverage. Scott Slade joins us live 2 minutes away on the Mark Arum Show.
Are your investments in the right accounts? What's best, traditional or Roth? Are you receiving all available tax deductions? Are you paying as little in tax as you can? These are all questions you can't afford to get wrong. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth, and in many cases, it's not what you make, but it's what you keep that makes the real difference. Trajan Wealth and Trajan Tax work closely together exclusively. No more guessing about whether you should do a Roth conversion, or if maxing out your 401k is really the best option. Our nationally recognized fiduciary advisors and CPA team work in tandem to make sure your tax strategy works with your investment strategy. We'll even do your tax preparation. One team, one strategy. Isn't it time for a second opinion? Call Trajan today, 404-208-3300. That's 404-208-3300.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
I remember brushing my hair and looking down and thinking, oh my gosh, do I have any hair left?
I used to look at women with thick, beautiful hair and think, why doesn't my hair look like that?
My thinning hair is making me feel so old.
If you want thick, healthy, gorgeous hair, then you need Hair Volume from New Nordic. With clinically proven ingredients like apple extract, biotin, and millet, Hair Volume nourishes your hair follicles to promote thicker, healthier-looking hair. Say goodbye to shedding, thin, and dull hair, and hello to thick, healthy hair with Hair Volume.
Since taking Hair Volume, the shedding has all but stopped.
Now, instead of being jealous of other women's hair, I have friends who are jealous of mine.
My hairdresser couldn't believe the difference in my hair. Now she's using Hair Volume too.
Available as a tablet or delicious gummy, Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com, or find Hair Volume in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
At Shane Company, we've been engagement ring experts for almost 100 years. We have the largest selection of diamonds and gemstones in stock. You don't have to wait to compare them side by side. Find the one that speaks to you at shaneco.com or in store. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
10:37 on the Mark Arum Show, eagerly awaiting who just won $1,000 in the 5K a day bonus blitz. Coming up in 1 hour, Deborah's got a $150 $50 gift card to Spa Sidel just in time for Valentine's Day. And coming up after the new news, I'm going to give you another keyword in the 5K day bonus splits. God forbid you didn't just win $1,000. You get another chance to win coming up after the new news here on 95.5 WSB. Joining us live as he does every Tuesday at this time, our good friend Scott Slade. Scott, how are you? How did you hold up through the snowstorm this weekend, buddy?
No, pretty good, although my southern blood didn't like it very much. I'm getting really, really tired of the cold weather. Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
Just sick of it.
Did you get an accumulation of snow at the Slade household?
Yeah, half an inch. It was what I got, enough to be aggravating and enough to say, I don't really need to be anywhere right now. So for a couple of days, I just relaxed and enjoyed it. Didn't have to get out, but it wasn't that far away. Within 20 miles or so, I was hearing 3-4 inches. Friends in the North Georgia mountains got 8 inches. It's just amazing.
We got a beautiful little dusting indicator. That was it. It was beautiful to watch the snowfall, drinking coffee, and then not having to shovel or do any of that. So it was it was perfect this weekend.
I'm looking forward to the 50s, which are going to feel warm.
Yes, indeed.
The next few days.
Scott, I want to continue our team coverage of the Fulton County FBI raid. Senator John Ossoff joined us at the top of the show. Had this to say:
We're seeing the president use federal power to pursue vendettas, to punish people he perceives to be his enemies, and to advance his own personal and political interests. That is not the proper use of the immense power of the presidency and the federal government.
You were at the helm of Atlanta's Morning News during that infamous 2020 election. Is this just vendetta that the Trump administration's going after Fulton County?
Well, I don't know how many times you have to go back and audit and recount and the rest of it to put it to rest, but apparently we're not there yet as far as the president's concerned. And, I'm glad we get a chance to bring this up. This is how a small soundbite can turn the national news on its head. Now, let me explain. The headline is that the president says the Fulton election warehouse raid will confirm his belief the 2020 election was stolen. And then he went on to say that Republicans should look at nationalizing some the elections, at least in 15 states. Well, now, talk about a great get where this came from. This happened on the Dan Bongino Show podcast Monday, Bongino's first show back since leaving the FBI's deputy director. President Trump was his guest, and he was critical of what he thinks are a large number of illegal voters swaying elections. And the best I could determine, Mark, here's the soundbite from the Bongino show that made all that news. See if you agree.
The Republicans should say, we want to take over. We should take over the voting in at least 15 places. The Republicans ought to nationalize the voting. And we have states that are so crooked, and they're counting votes. We have states that I won that show I didn't win. Now you're going to see something in Georgia where they were able to get with a court order the ballots. You're going to see some interesting things come out. But, like the 2020 election, I won that election by so much. Everybody does it.
I would have liked for Bongino to press the president further on what he thought the FBI raid in Georgia would actually find, but you got to admit that's a great get. And that's where this all spun from. The president didn't go into detail about what the government hoped to uncover from the raid. And as you know, multiple recounts, audits, court decisions confirmed that President Joe Biden did receive more votes than Trump in Georgia in 2020. And making that suggestion that Republicans should consider nationalizing elections or taking over administering elections in up to 15 states, well, he didn't single out Georgia, but that flies in the face of Article 1 of the U.S. Constitution that gives the states the right to conduct federal elections. Now, as far as the local response to all this, early Monday, Fulton County Commissioner Marvin Arrington says the county would file a motion to federal court challenging the legality of the warrant for the FBI raid and seizure of the county's 2020 election records. But that hasn't happened yet. No such motion became public by late Monday, reports the AGC. And County Commission Chairman Rod Pitts later suggested the county was still weighing its response.
Yeah, it might be a lawsuit there. What I can't understand is in this 2020 election, if it really truly was that crooked in Fulton County, why isn't David Perdue calling for more action? Because he lost to Senator John Ossoff in that election, and he lost, he was the incumbent. He lost the Senate seat. So if Fulton County swung the presidential election in the state of Georgia, wouldn't it, make the assumption that it swung the senator's race as well?
Well, yeah, over 1 million votes cast in Fulton County, I think is the number. And I think it's equally interesting that nobody ever asked for a recount or an audit when they win.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. So, Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger, by the way, in the middle of this, addressing the Justice Department investigation indirectly. The 2020 election is over, he said. And he says Georgia's election results have been confirmed repeatedly. He urged elected officials to help move the debate forward by approving of proposals he said would improve election security. It is already, by the way, illegal to even register to vote in Georgia unless you are a citizen. And as you know, we do require a voter ID at the polling place.
Scott, Secretary of State also running for higher office right now. That's got to be a tightrope he needs to walk, as the sitting Secretary of State. He was the Secretary of State in 2020. I guess he has to be careful with his comments now that he's going to be on the ballot in November.
Indeed. And even the state Senate yesterday passed a resolution urging the Secretary of State to hand over voter information to the Department of Justice. Let's see, voting along party lines, they want the state's unredacted voter list, which includes 8 million voters' personal information, things like Social Security numbers, driver's license numbers, things like that, to the Trump administration. Raffensperger says, no, that would violate Georgia law to do that. The voter privacy, who you voted for, is absolutely protected by law, by the way, and it protects Social Security numbers, DL numbers, and full birth dates from disclosure. He said it would be illegal for him to turn that over, and right now that's an impasse.
Scott, let's go to the most important issue under the Gold Dome right now. Georgia lawmaker introduced a bill to make lemon pepper the official state chicken wing flavor. And I put a poll up on social media because I don't know if you're familiar, Scott, but there are two types of lemon pepper. You have lemon pepper dry wings and lemon pepper wet wings. And the public, at least on my X account, voted for lemon pepper dry. Are we going to get any clarification under the Gold Dome on dry or wet wings?
I bet we will. These are the kinds of things that turn up that cause people to talk. And this is from State Representative Eric Bell, and he's actually got a bill to do this. It's not a resolution; it's a real bill. It says lemon pepper has emerged as a flavor that is distinctively tied to Georgia, representing creativity, boldness, and Southern hospitality. So they didn't distinct between dry or wet, but I would bet that that would be a matter of personal choice and something you do in the privacy of your own kitchen.
Yeah. You know what? I get half and half. Give me half wet, half dry.
Well, I knew it was a thing when the Zaxby's commercials started touting lemon pepper.
It's
right?
a delicious concoction. There should be some sort of award to whoever came up with that. Scott, what's coming up on Scott Slade's Georgia this Thursday?
Well, interestingly enough, in the shadow of this lemon pepper proposal, the move in the Georgia legislature to replace the Cherokee rose is the official state flower. The Cherokee rose has been declared invasive, and it isn't even native to Georgia. It was brought in from China in the 1800s. What should replace it? We'll talk about what looks like a great choice on Thursday.
All right. I'm going to text Ashley Frasca, Green and Growing, see what her suggestion might be. Getting rid of the Cherokee
She
rose.
tipped me to the story about it.
Oh, excellent. Of course.
Yeah.
Scott, great stuff as always. We'll listen this Thursday, Atlanta's Morning News. Scott Slade, every Tuesday on the Mark Arum Show and every Thursday on Atlanta's Morning News. Scott, always a pleasure, my friend.
Always good to be with you, Mark. Have a great day.
You as well. 10:46 on the Mark Arum Show. When we come back, going to go to D.C., President Trump hosting a world leader. Who and why? After we check traffic in the 24-hour traffic center. This is a comp day kind of day for Mr. Mike Shields.
Mark, busy day in the traffic center and things getting busier in downtown Atlanta with a stalled out tractor trailer. Never a good thing for anybody. 7585 northbound just past University Avenue, exit 244. Right now, the second right lane, but I expect they're going to block the two right lanes to try to eventually push this over to the shoulder and tow it over to the shoulder if they can. Some delays forming as you leave the airport trying to get up to I-20. Sluggish southbound out of Midtown through downtown. No crashes or stalls. This volume continues as you leave Atlantic Station, getting past Georgia Tech and down to Williams Street. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
When the weather is at its worst,
the winds are gusting as high as 35 miles per hour, so that means the feels like wind chills will be close to zero.
We're at our best.
A burst pipe causes significant flooding inside the Fulton County Jail.
The Weather Watch never stops.
The conditions could become very dangerous very quickly.
95.5 WSB.
Your severe weather station.
Atlanta homeowners, your grades are in.
Hi, I'm Deborah Morton of the Agency Atlanta, host of Inside Georgia Real Estate right here on 95.5 WSB. Each Saturday, my show covers Atlanta's residential housing valuable information. It's free, and there are no strings attached. Go to InsideGeorgiaRealEstate.com today to connect with us at the Agency Atlanta. That's InsideGeorgiaRealEstate.com.
When I was a kid, my dream wasn't a mansion. It wasn't a yacht. It was a 250cc Kawasaki dirt bike sitting in the garage. That garage and that bike represented freedom. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello. At A1 Garage Door Service, we know your garage holds more than tools. It holds dreams. From repairs to upgrades, call A1 Garage Door Service today or schedule online at a1garage.com.
A1 from day one.
I'm Channel 2's Lori Wilson.
I'm Fred Blankenship. Channel 2 Action News this morning is the best place to be for breaking news.
So much is happening, and we're on it. Our reporters are the first to know in your community, bringing you fresh information, the best video.
We know you depend on us. It's why we're everywhere live to prepare you for the day ahead.
In the morning, see what's new.
Don't miss a day. Join us. Channel 2 Action News this morning, 4:30 to 7.
If you have Medicaid and are new to Medicare, you may qualify to enroll in a Humana Medicare Advantage dual-eligible special needs plan with a lot more benefits, like dental, vision, and hearing, along with helpful support when you need it most. Now is the time to see if you qualify to enroll. It only takes a few minutes to find out if you're eligible. Our licensed sales agents are ready to help you understand your options. So this Medicare planning season, we can help you plan well. Learn more at humanaduals.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a dual-eligible special needs HMO SNP plan with a Medicare contract and a contract with the state Medicaid program. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Here's your retirement to-do list. Analyze market history, track interest rates, understand AI's impact, watch midterm election volatility, plan out income, manage tax rates, evaluate healthcare, and time Social Security correctly. Sound exhausting? Well, you could just work with Capital Investment Advisors and let our team handle all of it for you. If you're nearing retirement, don't manage all these decisions alone. Visit yourwealth.com. That's Y-O-U-R, wealth.com.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And you can clip and save more with digital coupons in the Kroger app. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. So it's always easy to save big. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
You can save $20 on your first pickup or delivery order with your digital coupon. See site for details. Restrictions apply. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. If you're over 55 and with one of the big three carriers, like Verizon, you may notice they don't talk much about their 55-plus discounts. That's so customers like you keep paying their regular higher rates to boost their bottom line. You deserve better service, with 100% US-based experts, better value, with plans starting at $20, and a company that's built for people 50-plus, like me. Not convinced? Give your current carrier a call, ask about the 55-plus plan you've earned, see how long it takes to get a real person on the line, and if they try to talk you out of it. But if you want something better, call Consumer Cellular. We've got the same great coverage, and our US-based experts can get you switched in about 20 minutes. Switch now to Consumer Cellular and get your second month free for a limited time. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com for your second month free.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
10:53 on the Mark Arum Show, waving to a tour group going past the WSB radio studios. They are young. They are ineligible for the Sposadale gift certificate that we're going to give away at 11:37 here on the Mark Arum Show. Right now, let's go back to the nation's capital. Joining us on the show, White House correspondent John Decker. John, good morning. President Trump hosting a world leader, President of Colombia today. Do we know what's on the agenda, and will we hear from either world leader?
Yeah, it's a good question. So right now the meeting is at 11 a.m. That's when it's scheduled. It's listed as a closed press event. That, of course, could open up. That is typically what happens when the president meets with foreign counterpart. The meeting's focused solely on the amount of illegal drugs, namely cocaine and fentanyl, coming into the United States from Colombia, and what President Gustavo Petro is doing, what his government is doing to cut down significantly on those illegal drugs coming into the United States. So that's the focus that will be during the course of that meeting. And this meeting coming about really at the insistence of President Petro. You know, when the president initiated that action against Nicolas Maduro in Venezuela, President Trump said Colombia could be next, and that certainly got the attention of President Petro. He initiated a phone conversation with President Trump that took place on January 7th. They spoke for 40 minutes, and at the conclusion, President Trump invited President Petro to the White House to have a face-to-face meeting.
Politically, they seem to be opposite, President Trump and President Petro. Colombia's first leftist president. Does that matter at the end of the day? Is President Trump more apt to, see a personality rather than a political philosophy?
Yeah, I think that's right. President Trump is a pragmatist. A perfect example of that, the fact that he says he gets along great with Delcy Rodriguez, the new interim president of Venezuela, who is also a leftist, a socialist, and an ally of Nicolas Maduro. But if the president, sees that there is cooperation, the president looks past all of that. And the same thing could be said potentially for President Petro. If, he makes certain pledges to President Trump, he can look past the things that President Petro has said disparagingly about President Trump and the fact that President Petro describes himself as a leftist, as a socialist.
Yeah, I guess Exhibit A would be the president's meeting with the newly elected mayor of New York. They seem to get along swimmingly.
Yeah, that surprised a lot of people, including myself. They did when the president met with at the time, the incoming mayor of New York City. Now he's been sworn in, Mayor Mondani. Yeah, the president got along very well with him. But this is a little bit different. This is something in which the president has spoken often about America's war on drugs and the desire by the president to have Colombia do more to cut down on the number of illegal drugs coming into the U.S., to essentially take the U.S. war on drugs directly to those cocaine cartels in Colombia.
Then I would imagine the desire of the Colombian president is, hey, let's not happen to us what happened to Venezuela. Let's get out in front, make some sort of a deal with President Trump.
That's right. And, look, the U.S. also provides Colombia with a significant amount of foreign aid every year. And President Petro would like to see that continues. And so that's another purpose of his coming to Washington, D.C., to have this face-to-face with President Trump.
White House correspondent John Decker. John, as always, appreciate your time.
Thank you, Mark. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
That scheduled meeting between the two world leaders set to take place next hour. If it happens during the show, we'll dip in and see if the President of the United States or the President of Colombia take any questions from reporters. That was White House correspondent John Decker. News, weather, and traffic in 3 minutes. When we come back, President Trump wants $1 billion from Harvard University. Interesting. What's behind that? We're going to go back to D.C., talk to Bloomberg's Mika Solner on what President Trump wants, $1 billion from Harvard University. Social media is active throughout the broadcast at Mark Arum and at WSB Radio. I am about to put an AI caricature in my Instagram story that Deborah just crafted. It's at Mark Arum, MarkArum.
WSB Atlanta, WSBB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Hey, it's Mark Arum here, and this is for all the listeners who are struggling with hair loss. I'm sure you've tried the lotions, pills, creams, and potions. With so many options and doctors out there, who are you going to trust? What's really going to grow your hair back? The answer? The Advanced FUE from Advanced Hair. It's an incredible breakthrough, folks. Receding hairline, thinning hair, bald spots. Advanced Hair offers a simple, quick one-day treatment that begins regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. And get this, Advanced Hair even guarantees your new hair will grow. Works for men and women across all ages, and there's no one in hair restoration I recommend more. For your free consultation, call 470-660-HAIR, and if you move forward, you'll also get $500 off. 470-660-HAIR. Refine your hairline with the team that has redefined hair restoration, and don't forget to ask about that guarantee. If you get a chance, check out the incredible before and after pictures at advancedhair.com.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Hi there, good morning. It is 11 o'clock. I'm Sabrina Cupid. Consumer Reports is out with this annual list of the top cars. Rebecca Jarvis has a look at it.
For a midsize car, their experts give top marks to the Toyota Camry, sold only as a hybrid now, touting its handling and user-friendly controls. And in compact SUVs, it's the Subaru Forester that rises to the top of their list for performance and reliability.
And she says the Honda Civic ranked tops for small sedan, the best small pickup truck, the Ford Maverick, the best full-size truck, the Ford F-150. All right, your weather for today. A little bit better, increasing clouds, but those temperatures are warming up for us. Afternoon highs near 60. Rain showers late this evening. WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards will have Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up in about 2 minutes. A manhunt underway this morning for that suspect wanted for opening fire at the library there in Decatur, critically injuring a man. They know who they're looking for.
Through really good police work, our detectives were able to identify the suspect in this case as Mr. Medicus Brown, a 44-year-old male.
Now, Lieutenant John Bender says the shooting happened after a fight in the library's computer room on the second floor of the building. The Decatur Library closed today as that investigation continues. Anybody with information on the whereabouts of the suspect being asked to call police, we do have his picture. You can take a look, WSBradio.com. The city of Jonesboro becoming the latest metro Atlanta jurisdiction to decriminalize marijuana possession.
Councilwoman Chelsea Kearney presented the measure to change the penalties, noting it does not change anything about the drug's legality.
Possession remains illegal under the state statute. What we're changing is how Jonesboro handles these cases at our municipal court level.
While still against the law, even in Jonesboro, possession of less than an ounce will now be subjected to a $150 fine and no jail time. Previously, offenders could go to jail and pay up to $1,000. The ordinance mirrors the one adopted last fall in Clayton County. 20 other Georgia cities and counties have similar policies in place. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
A spokesperson for the Clintons has posted on social media that the former President Bill Clinton and former First Lady and Secretary of State Hillary Clinton will testify in a U.S. House investigation surrounding late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Now, the development came during talks for a potential floor vote this week on the former first couple for contempt of Congress. In his State of the University address today, the head of UGA announcing new investment in artificial intelligence.
University President Jerry Moorhead says UGA will spend $800,000 on a pilot program to prepare students for the workforce of tomorrow.
So students can build practical skills on industry-leading platforms and graduate ready to contribute on day one.
He says the program will provide thousands of student licenses for premium AI tools, including ChatGPT, EDU, and Gemini Pro. Faculty is also being asked to provide students with clear guidance on appropriate AI use in classwork. Cheryl Castro, 95.5 WSB.
Walmart is the newest member of the $1 Trillion Club, America's largest retailer, passing the $1 trillion mark cap milestone today. As its stock soared on Wall Street, Walmart's shares climbed nearly 25% last year and are up more than 11% so far this year. And hitting the benchmark, Walmart joining an exclusive club made up almost entirely of big tech companies. Let's take a look at the markets. The Dow right now is in positive territory, 49,461. NASDAQ is down almost a full percent. The S&P is also in the red. Time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Smiley Mark McKay joining us from the WSB 24-hour traffic center.
Hey, good morning, Sabrina. Getting into downtown Atlanta, a bit difficult on the northbound side of the connector. We've got a stalled out big rig in the right lane, right center lane of 7585 northbound past University Avenue, exit 244. So a bit slow getting through that part of the connector. Once you get above I-20, a little slow as well around the Grady Hospital curve, and leftover slowing through Midtown 7585 southbound as you work your way from 17th Street past Georgia Tech. 285's in good shape across the north side perimeter. A little slow in Doraville, though, on the eastbound lanes of I-285, the inner loop, trying to get onto I-85 northbound, leaving Buford Highway. Smiley Mark McKay, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Partly cloudy skies this afternoon, warming up to the upper 50s to low 60s. Scattered rain showers arrive late this evening, continuing through early tomorrow morning with lows in the low 40s. The rain moving out tomorrow afternoon, but staying cloudy and cool with highs in the low 50s.
It is 44 degrees in Lilburn, Johns Creek, and Canton. We'll have more news at 11:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
No, I want this town to be near you.
11:04 on, yeah, you guessed it, an extremely busy News Day Tuesday. Welcome back, friends. Mark Arum and crew with you till noon. Coming up in 30 minutes, Deborah's got a $150 Spa Sidel gift certificate giveaway. Richard Elliott from Channel 2 is going to join us live in studio. And then right after the noon news, I'm going to give you a keyword in the 5K Day Bonus Blitz, another chance to win $1,000 here on WSB. In case you missed the first 2 hours of the show, you missed a lot. We talked to Senator John Ossoff. Clark Howard did a flyby, drop in studio, and we went not to the nation's capital once, twice, thrice, no, 4 times. Let's make it 5. Joining us live from Bloomberg News, it's Mika Solner. Mika, good morning. Thanks so much for your time.
Hi, good morning.
So I'm going to ask you, I teased before the news break that President Trump's asking Harvard for $1 billion. This is what I know about Harvard. I know I couldn't get in when I graduated high school. I know that when I was in college on the debate team, we upset the Harvard debate team. And I know that Rory Gilmore decided to go to Yale over Harvard. That's the extent of my Harvard knowledge. Why does President Trump want $1 billion from Harvard?
Yeah, so President Trump has had an antagonistic relationship with Harvard University in particular, but the Ivy Leagues in general. So the argument is that they are trying to dispute some of the school policies, which they say are anti-Semitic. And so that is like the main crux of their argument here. But he's really escalated the damages that he's seeking. And he's now accusing the university of maybe doing leaks to media outlets, the New York Times in particular. So I think this just really comes to the ire. And we all know that the president is not afraid to take legal action and use litigation to his advantage when he thinks that things are, unfair in his view.
Yeah, President Trump, that's one of the tools in his tool bag, the threat of litigation. Just in the last couple of days, threatened to sue Trevor Noah for his performance on the Grammys. Author Michael Wolff from was released in the Epstein documents. Sometimes they come to fruition, sometimes people settle. Harvard, I would imagine, is an institution that probably wouldn't settle out of court with the president on this.
I think it's unlikely. I know that Trump officials and Harvard have been talking and trying to engage in this matter for a matter of months. And so, we're going to have to see how they respond to the increased damages that he's seeking. And I think that it's really going to show how strong the administration can be. It's likely going to end up again in higher courts. So we'll see here.
Interesting. Mika, is this, President Trump, it's not just Harvard. They're not on an island. He's had issues with other institutions of higher learning. Should they be on alert after President Trump is saying he wants $1 billion from Harvard? Could other Ivy League schools be next?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we saw this with Columbia University, Brown University, and they agreed with the administration to accept as part of some of their demands, and they did reach some type of agreement to, pay a certain amount to the government. I think Columbia agreed to pay more than $200 million to the government because of some of the legal disputes. And I know that there's actually been some outside criticism in terms of what the administration is doing with the schools. There's been concerns about the First Amendment and academic freedom and other issues related to it. But I know that the administration is not backing down. And this is also, I'm just going to add really quick, a topic that came up among House Republicans last year. Elise Stefanik, Trump's former pick to lead the UN, who's now announced that she's going to resign. She was very strong on this issue. She went viral for a lot of videos going after Ivy Leagues on anti-Semitism.
Indeed. Mika Solner, Bloomberg News. Mika, great stuff. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
$1 billion. At some point, like you can't just threaten to sue everybody, right? At some point, that loses its teeth, I would think. Anyway, I just thought that was interesting that he's looking for $1 billion. Maybe the best movie about Harvard was Social Network. You seen that movie?
I like Social Network, but
It's a
if
really
you're
good
asking
movie.
me, it's obviously Legally Blonde.
Oh, I've never seen the full. I am familiar with Legally Blonde, but I don't think I've ever seen it from start to finish. I've seen.
Ask Maya to do the bend and snap.
She's a big fan. Okay, so I mentioned one of the lawsuits that President Trump mentioned was the author. I think his name is Michael Wolff. He was corresponding with Epstein. It was released during the Epstein files. More fallout from the Epstein files. New comments from President Trump, adding to concerns among Democrats that they may try to interfere in the midterm elections. Speaking on a concern, this is not what I wanted to talk about. I want to talk about the Epsteins and Clinton. Let's see if this is the right piece of audio.
The president made these new comments about the election.
No, that's not. That's not it. Let me see if I can find that. That was a mislabeled piece of audio. I'm not taking myself out of Star of the Show running because, no, I don't have it. Dagnabbit. Anyway, there is an about face that the Clintons are going to testify. Here we go. Oh, I'm so sorry, folks. I'm just getting these pop-ups now. Yes, dismiss. All right. Clarity on the depositions. High stakes back and forth between lawmakers and former President Bill Clinton and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. The House Oversight Committee subpoenaed both of them to provide testimony on Bill Clinton's former friendship with Jeffrey Epstein, but the couple has resisted a move that has prompted a panel to send a contempt resolution to the House floor. ABC News correspondent Stephen Portnoy has the latest.
The former president and former Secretary of State now say they're willing to sit for separate depositions. But House Oversight Chair James Comer says he still needs to clarify what it is the Clintons are agreeing to and then discuss next steps with colleagues. A person familiar with the matter says if the Clintons don't agree to the committee's terms, the House will move forward with a vote to hold the couple in contempt of Congress, which could lead the Justice Department to pursue criminal charges against them.
Now, I saw that they were going to. They reversed course. They said they would testify in front of Congress. Listen, when your name is all over the flight logs and everything, I think you have to own up to it and at least provide some sort of an excuse. There was one flight log I saw that Bill Clinton was on the Epstein plane, and it was some crazy international trip. It was like they were in Asia, and he went from Beijing to Tokyo to the Middle East. I was like, what the is Clinton just cheap? And he's like, well, I got to do all these international stops. I might as well.
Erickson was not on those planes.
Erickson was not in.
Just in the files.
Yeah, not on the flight logs. Anyway, sorry for that. I should have previewed the audio there from Nancy Cortez. Maybe it's a sign that I'm getting older and losing my mental facilities, which is something that can happen to all of us. I don't know if you've had this discussion, Longoria, you and Leslie. When you get up in age, do you want to do the home care thing, or do you want your daughters to put you guys in a home?
No, home care. I'm staying with my daughters. Yeah, they're going to take care of me.
So when I was a husky little child, my great-grandmother was in New York in an elderly facility. And we go visit her every time we went to New York. And that place scared the crap out of me because they would line up. And this was like a nice facility, I'm sure. I mean, I was 6. But the hallway to get to my Nana's room, there were these elderly people lined up in like wheelchairs in the hall, and they see this husky little boy, and they want to like grab me and like
They're just lonely.
yeah. And I remember freaking out, like, what's going on here? So I've always like, I don't know if I want to be in a senior facility, but I do like the idea of just, getting out of bed and there's breakfast for you. Like it's a catch-22. Do I overcome my childhood fears of the assisted facility and enjoy the benefits there, right? Bingo night and all that stuff. Or do I want that home care thing? Apparently the younger generation taking care of their parents now, they are shying away from that senior facility and leaning more towards in-home care, Deborah.
Yeah, the Gen Xers and Gen Ys or millennials are favoring more home care when it comes to what they should do with their parents when they get too old to take care of themselves. Most of them are just going to either move in with them or them move in with the family, or maybe find a place where you can have them both generations living together, which is actually pretty common in a lot of minority cultures.
Absolutely.
Like for sure in Hispanic cultures.
Italian.
Grandma lives
absolutely.
with you, right? So, but it seems more and more Gen X and millennials are saying that's the better way to go than to find an assisted living facility or a retirement facility.
But Linda does the commercials for the in-home care where you have someone come in, whether it's, a couple times a week or a full live-in. I would imagine that's more expensive I could be wrong, more expensive than let's put Longoria in a home.
Yeah, I don't know. I know that my mom would not want anyone touching her things. I know that she would get upset. Don't touch my things.
What would you prefer as an elderly Deborah? Being at home
Me?
with in-home care like nurses and...
I'm moving in with my niece. Yeah, she already knows it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think that's on the table. I could be wrong. Mom, Dad, if you're
not
listening.
going to move in with Vinny or Alex Williams?
No, I'm just thinking like what my parents would want. I don't think an option is them moving in with...
Like they don't want to live with you or your brother?
I don't think... I could be wrong. Maybe my brother. I could be wrong. I should know. I should get clarification on this. Hit me up on the Piccadilly text line, Mom and Dad. Do you want to go to a home? Do you want to stay in your home and we provide in-home care? Or do you want to move down to Atlanta with me and Maya? I guess I can transform the baseball card room into a in-law suite.
I guess.
Is that what they call it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That's what we have for my mother-in-law.
But there's stairs. You got to go down the stairs.
You can get the lift. Stair lift.
Yeah, the gremlin lift, the gremlin.
Well, you know what? I'm going to make an assumption here. I think my parents are going to want in-home care because they bought their home in the over 55 community, like one level,
ranch style,
master on the main, and they freaking love this house. I mean, they adore this house like nothing. So I'm going to assume that they're going to want in-home care as opposed to going into the scary Nana facility in New York or moving down south with me and Maya. I'm curious to find out the results there, though. Vinny, you should talk to your parents, too. Find out what. I mean,
Vinny's parents are like our age.
Our age, that's true. But get it on paper right now, Vin. What do you think? What do you think your parents would pick? Going to an old age home, moving in with you, or staying in their current homes and having help come in?
I think they'll stay in their current homes. They be doing work to their home and stuff.
They like their houses.
They love their houses. Yes.
All right. There you go. Heard. All right. I might be tripping, Vinny. We'll see what my mom says on the Piccadilly hotline. 11:16 on the Mark Arum Show. Don't forget, right after the new news, giving you a keyword on the 5K a day bonus blitz. Another chance to win $1,000 on WSB. Coming up next, Turning Point USA has finally released their halftime show lineup. What musical superstars will be performing during the Super Bowl halftime show counter programming, if you will. We'll give you the lineup after we check traffic at 11:17. This is a free-for-all. It could be either Smiling, Alex Williams, or Mike Shields. I'm going to bet it's Alex Williams.
Smiling.
Good morning, buddy.
Good morning, buddy. We are looking at delays through Doraville with the crash right center lane. We get it on the jam cam on 285 westbound at Buford Highway. Delays back into the I-85 interchange. Now we're seeing those right lane delays. As you work your way from Jimmy Carter Boulevard southbound to 285, a little slow approaching Pleasant Hill Road. That's leftover slowing out of Duluth in the Norcross on I-85. 75 southbound, a little slow as you approach approach 285 near the ballpark, Truist Park in the Battery. This report sponsored by John Foy and Associates personal injury law firm. Truck and car accident victims, listen up. You want your right to fight and win your case against the driver who hit you? Call John Foy and Associates today. Smile and Mark McKay, 95.5 WSB.
We've all been there.
Bumper to bumper all the way back before.
Counting the minutes before we know we're going to be late because we couldn't count on a traffic app.
Crash knocks out 4 left lanes, including the express lane.
There is one thing you can count on. Triple team traffic on WSB.
3 right lanes shut down.
We know the highways. We know the streets. And we know the shortcuts.
Avoid the area by taking Buford Highway as an alternate route.
And all you need to do is listen.
More experience.
More reliable. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Triple team traffic.
95.5 WSB. How Atlanta gets there.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed right here on 95.5 WSB. Chris, it's a brand new year, and that means it's a great time to get organized and get your financial house in order. So if that's one of your New Year's resolutions, Hoffman Financial Group is here to help with that, aren't we?
Yeah, so we make it simple, right? And it goes back to saving people time. Don't worry about you having to work with us. We work for you. So if you were to reach out to us, we would start with something as simple as the portfolio x-ray. Simple as far as your time that you need to provide us some data points on, but we'll take the hours and we'll apply our expertise to generate a pretty comprehensive look at your financial life. Specifically, your risk profile, the fees in your portfolio, the performance over last year, 3 years, 5 years, the last 10 years. Against benchmarks. We'll also stress test it. Can we go back in time and say what would have happened to your portfolio during the Great Recession or the dot-com bubble that burst or the COVID correction? It'll give you an indication of how much your money is at risk. All of those components mixed into one simple 10 to 14 page report. We'll give you a copy of it. We'll walk you through it. And as I say, I have yet to see one that didn't have 2 or 3 golden nuggets, as I call them, of opportunity for you to contemplate possibly enhancing your financial future moving forward.
Get 2026 started on the right foot with this complimentary offer from Hoffman Financial Group. There's no cost for the portfolio x-ray, and the report is yours to keep. Call 404-737-3858. That's 404-737-3858 and online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
One of the worst ways to start your morning on a chilly winter morning is not having any hot water. Hey, it's Mark Aaron back from my friends at Reliable. I want you to get a new water heater, folks, for only $29.99 a month, or go tankless for only $59.99 a month and enjoy endless hot water. Same-day water heater installation guarantee, or Reliable pays you $300. Book an appointment for a convenient time right on their website at reliableair.com and click on the Book Now button, or call or text 770-594-9969.
I don't know what happened, but these days, people seem to go straight to the worst-case scenario. Okay, the garage door stops going up and down, and they think the whole thing is trash. No middle ground. It's the garbage or nothing. Perfectly good door, perfectly good motor, and you spend thousands of dollars you don't even have on a new one, instead of just fixing the part that's broken. Ugh. At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. If you crash into your door, okay, we're probably going to have to replace it. But almost any other failure can be fixed with a partial repair, saving you thousands of dollars. If your door won't go up or down at all, it could just be a broken spring, and the motor and tracks are fine. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage and we'll come over and make it right. And, don't crash into your door.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
Belinda Skelton with my friend Damon to tell his story about his experience with virtual imaging. It's the gold standard in early detection of heart disease and cancer. I've been encouraging listeners to get screened using their EB-CT scan. It can save your life by giving you your calcium score in your arteries, and it can detect cancer at the earliest stages. Damon, tell us your story.
I have an awful family history of both heart disease and cancer. Both parents and grandparents had one or the other. Also, my annual physicals have always been eye-opening with very bad levels of cholesterol and high blood pressure. I heard the free offer from Virtual Imaging. It was easy. Took 10 minutes. I was nervous, but the score came back 0.
Awesome.
Yeah. What a relief. They say for the most part, with a 0 score, I have very little chance of suffering a heart attack for the next 5 years.
Call Virtual Imaging today for your free heart scan with few minimum requirements. Call now at 770-678-SCAN or visit their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
This is Jonathan Geller at D. Geller & Son Jewelers with my dad, Mike. And Dad, what's the best gift you can get from D. Geller & Son, of course?
Hands down, without a doubt, it's Diamond Studs.
You say that every holiday.
And it's true every time. Diamond Studs are an absolute classic. They can fit every budget, from a quarter carat at just $275 up to anything you can imagine.
And this Valentine's Day at D. Geller & Son, every purchase of just $199 or more includes a free diamond necklace in Kennesaw, Sandy Springs, and online at dgeller.com.
11:23 on the Mark Arum Show. We now know the lineup of the Turning Point counter-programming halftime show. No shock. This man, I believe, is the headliner, Deborah. Kid Rock.
He's the headliner.
He's the
for
headliner.
Sure. Yep.
Very country-centric lineup because I didn't recognize some of the names, but I'm sure a lot of the listeners will. Who else is going to be performing at the Turning Point halftime show?
All right, so you also have Brantley Gilbert, who's been in the country scene for quite a while. Lee Bice.
Hold on. I want to play.
Sorry.
So this is Brantley Gilbert. All right. I'm a fan. I like that. Yeah. Okay.
Also on the ticket is Lee Bice, and I want to say he's maybe part of a reality singing show. This is where I need Ashley's help.
I'm not a huge fan of new country, but I like this too. This is pretty good. That's Hard to Love by Lee Bice. All right, and
that's Lee Bice, yeah.
Oh,
and then
Bice.
also on the ticket is the only female on the ticket is Gabby Barrett.
This is a cover, I hope. I like her better than the other two dudes. I like them all, but these, like all three of those country songs, sound like they could be from the soundtrack of Yellowstone.
They're very pop-centric, yeah, pop country, yes.
Gabby Barrett.
Gabby Barrett,
yeah, I like her. I might check her out.
No Nicki Minaj, like you called.
Yeah. Nikki, well, maybe she's the late surprise addition to the Turning Point. Speaking of musicians, Deborah, breaking news. We just had Valencia pop in the studio. She is from Promotions. She is the keeper of the good stuff. And out of nowhere, she gave us a pair of tickets.
Yeah, she ran in here and says, we are now giving away a pair of tickets to see Paul Simon at Synovus Bank Amphitheater at Chastain, and that show is July 13th.
Simon sans Garfunkel.
Well, of course.
Yes.
The only way to see him.
What's the date on the concert?
Okay, July 13th.
Ooh, okay.
At Chastain.
Wow, that's a great venue to see Paul Simon. Oh, Vinny Drip. I want the folks to earn this one. Going to do the 17th caller, Vinny. I'm sorry. 17th caller to 404-872-0750.
He can't even hear you. I'll tell him.
17th caller to 404-872-0750 wins a pair of tickets to see Paul Simon July 13th at Chastain. I know my memory's failing me, but I don't think I've ever seen Paul Simon.
Really?
Yeah, that
Some
might
of my
be
favorite songs there.
I got shot down for my request for our Taylor Swift tickets, but maybe I'll ask for a pair of tickets. I would love to see Paul Simon at Ooh, it's the middle of the summer though. That's fine. He's worth it.
It's in the evening, the
He's
sun
worth
sets.
it. You're right. Speaking of failing memory, my mom just texted me on the Piccadilly text line. She said, I would consider living in Georgia, but not with you. Relax. Fantastic, Mom. Fantastic. All right. When we come back after news, weather, and traffic, Richard Elliott from Channel 2 Action News is going to join us, update a top local story there. Deborah's the gift that keeps on giving. She's going to give away a $150 gift card to Spa Sidel with Valentine's creeping up. All of that straight ahead on The Mark Arum Show.
My wake-up call came 3 years ago. Like many of you out there, I was savoring some time with my parents. It's Belinda Skelton for Four Seasons Home Care. I remember we were preparing a meal, and I saw my dad struggling with a boiling pot on the stove. That was the moment I knew I had to get into action on the home care options for my parents. Have you seen some red flags recently with your folks? Like them struggling with day-to-day tasks, being a little confused, having trouble remembering to take their meds. If your aging parents are showing signs, but they want to age in place in the comfort of their homes, please Google Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta and request a consultative call. It's free and it's a crucial step towards your parents getting what they want and need, allowing you, the child, to do your role and just love them. Google Four Seasons Home Care. That's Four Seasons Home Care.
Hi, I'm Lexi, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company, where we're all about you, your style, your budget, your dream engagement ring. We'll take total care of you. First, come browse all the beautiful settings in our cases. Take your time and try on as many as you want. You'll know when you put your ring on. Your heart will skip a beat. Now, onto your center stone. We can look at different diamond shapes and sizes until we find the perfect match. Come visit us in store, because a friend wants you to get exactly what you want. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Breda guarantees your termite protection and will lock in your rate for 10 years. Breda is also proud to sponsor Scotts Lakes, Georgia, every Thursday on Atlanta's Morning News.
Breda, Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
Atlanta homeowners, your grades are in. Hi, I'm Deborah Morton of the Agency Atlanta, host of Inside Georgia Real Estate right here on 95.5 WSB. Each Saturday, my show covers Atlanta's residential housing market and all things real estate. I've been thrilled that so many WSB listeners have taken me up on my team's offer of a complimentary home report card. This is a customized analysis on your home, a secret weapon to get more when the time comes to sell. Know your home's strengths and weaknesses, learn how it stacks up against your competition, and the best time to sell. When it's time to move, you'll know how to net more money. Spring selling season has already started, so if you're thinking about putting your home on the market, let me send you the Agency Atlanta's free home report card. It's invaluable information, it's free, and there are no strings attached. Go to InsideGeorgiaRealEstate.com today to connect with us at the Agency Atlanta. That's InsideGeorgiaRealEstate.com.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 11:30. Good morning. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news is sponsored by Rocco's European Garage, your dealership alternative. Our top story, Jonesboro deciding to go easier on those caught with smaller amounts of marijuana. Councilwoman Chelsea Kearney says drugs remain illegal, but this reduces the penalties.
The use of marijuana or any other illegal drug is not tolerated within the city limits. However, we recognize the limitations and societal impacts of punitive enforcement, and the city adopts this as a more focused, holistic approach.
So possession of less than an ounce of marijuana will now be subject to a $150 fine and no jail time. Previously, offenders could go to jail and pay up to $1,000. Your weather for today, increasing clouds, but those temperatures are moving in the right direction, warming up to a high near 60. Rain showers late this evening. WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards will have Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up in about 2 minutes. Happening now, a search underway for the man charged with opening fire inside a library in downtown Decatur, wounding another man. Anybody with information about 44-year-old Medicus Brown is asked to call Decatur Police or 911. Lieutenant John Bender says this shooting happened inside a computer room on the second floor.
I don't believe that it was a random incident. I do believe there was some kind of altercation between the two of them that instigated all of this.
Now, the man who was shot was taken to the hospital in critical condition. The investigation into the shooting has shut down the library for today. The University of Georgia making new investments in artificial intelligence.
We are investing $800,000 in a pilot program to provide thousands of student licenses for premium AI tools, including ChatGPT EDU and Gemini Pro.
Now, in his State of the University address, UGA President Jerry Moorhead says that this will prepare students for a world shaped by artificial intelligence and emerging technologies. Well, most Americans with high blood pressure are not doing enough to address it. A study published in JAMA finds 2/3 of adults with uncontrolled blood pressure were not taking medication to treat it. Researchers say that most people can control their blood pressure with medication and lifestyle changes, which would substantially reduce their risk of cardiovascular disease and dementia. Consumer Reports is out with this annual list of the best cars and trucks this year. Rebecca Jarvis has been looking through the list.
The Honda Civic coming in first in the small sedan category. Consumer Reports recommending all three versions of the vehicle and says the hybrid is just a little better for its great driving experience and excellent gas mileage.
And the top midsize car, the Toyota Camry. The top full-size truck is the Ford F-150. Subaru is the top brand overall in 2026. Let's take a look at the markets. The Dow right now is down 40 at 49,367. NASDAQ is down more than a full percent, and the S&P is down more than 0.5%. It's time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Smiling Mark McKay is in the WSB 24-hour traffic center.
Difficult trying to get from Doraville into Dunwoody, Sabrina, and we know why. On the jam cam, we see a crash right center lane knocked out 285 westbound right before Buford Highway, just west of I-85. Without working in that position, that is also putting quite the pressure on 85 south. Right lanes especially are getting crowded southbound, leaving Jimmy Carter Boulevard exit 99, trying to work your way into the I-285 interchange. Clear that, you're in good shape through downtown, midtown, 75, 400, and 575, all working well, headed south toward I-285. Smiling Mark McKay, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. A mix of sun and clouds today, warming up to the upper 50s to low 60s. Scattered rain showers arrive later this evening. They'll continue overnight into early tomorrow morning with lows in the low 40s. As the rain moves out tomorrow, the cooler air moves in, highs in the low 50s, dropping down to the 20s by Thursday morning.
48 degrees in Buckhead. It's 51 in Villa Rica. Jefferson has 46 degrees. We'll have more news at noon, breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
When the weather is at its worst,
one of the greater wind gusts that I saw today was 60 miles per hour at the Atlanta airport.
We're at our best.
After last weekend's ice storm, Georgia DOT crews are ready to respond to this weekend's snow.
The Weather Watch never stops.
We have snow showers in Stonecrest, Conyers, Covington on I-20.
95.5 WSB.
Your severe weather station.
Coming up next, Richard Elliott from Channel 2 joins us with misinformation on AI that we need to be aware of. And Deborah's got a $150 Spa Sidel gift certificate to give away. All of that straight ahead on The Mark Arum Show.
A family office is a team built to handle the three biggest financial responsibilities a family faces: wealth management, tax strategy, and estate planning. Most firms only manage your investments and refer the rest out, hoping everyone stays aligned. At Trajan, we built something different. Your wealth, tax planning, and estate planning are handled together inside one firm, under one roof. There's no guessing whether your CPA, advisor, and estate attorney are truly in sync, because our team works together every day on your behalf. When your financial life becomes more complex, your advice should become more coordinated, not more fragmented. One plan, one trusted team. Call Trajan today, 404-208-3300. That's 404-208-3300.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
Flowers and chocolates are okay, but an insanely clean home from Zerorez Carpet Cleaning is sure to impress your loved one. Only Zerorez uses ZR water to clean your carpets and other surfaces without harsh chemicals. To make things sweeter, they leave zero residue behind, so your carpets stay cleaner longer, which means soft and fluffy carpets. Right now, take 20% off Zerorez standard cleaning services when you mention WSB or book online at ZerorezAtlanta.com. Zerorez, spell it backwards or forwards, it's the right way to clean.
Heat packed in animals 2 by 2, ox, camel, and a kangaroo.
11:37 on the Mark Arum Show. Coming up in 30 minutes, I'm going to give you another keyword in the 5K a day bonus blitz. Yet another chance for you to win $1,000 here on 95.5 WSB. You do not need to wait 30 minutes to win. However, Deborah, we've got another amazing gift certificate to give away.
Yeah, $150 gift certificate to Spa Sidel. You can spoil your loved ones this Valentine's Day with self-care at Spa Sidel. The iconic Big Burgundy gift certificate or e-card available now at spasidel.com.
Heard. Let's do the seventh caller to Vinny at 404-872-0750. Seventh caller to 404-872-0750 wins a $150 gift certificate to Spa Sidel, courtesy of the Mark Arum Show on 95.5 WSB. I mentioned earlier in the show, Deborah loves to mess around with AI and make funny images for us, and I put one up in my Instagram story at Mark Arum, MarkArum. Full disclosure, Richard Elliott from Channel 2, that's the limit of my AI knowledge, is Deborah making funny images for us. But you got a report coming up tonight on Channel 2. As AI improves, misinformation risks will be worse than ever as some turn to AI-generated videos to further their political agendas. This is serious stuff.
Well, first I wanted to find out if I was the seventh caller, because that sounded outstanding.
You were caller one, Richard. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm always just a little bit short.
Yes.
It's a big concern in the world of politics, even as some politicians are beginning to embrace it. It's AI, it's deep fakes, it's what you can do, what you can't do, what you should do, and what you shouldn't do with AI when it comes to generating political ads. And there's a lot of buzz and chatter about it down here at the Capitol. I don't know if you can hear. I'm actually at the Capitol. I'm in one of the old phone booths that they've refurbished for cell phone use.
Nice.
Yeah.
I would imagine that like candidates on the ballot wouldn't want to mess around with this, but maybe it would be the PACs or the special interest groups that might dip their toes in this nefarious AI world.
Well, actually, one candidate for Senate, Republican candidate Mike Collins, actually dipped his toe in it a couple of months ago. They ran I don't know if you call it an ad so much. It was a video where they did an AI version of Senator Ossoff, where Senator Ossoff seemed to say that he was voting to shut down the government, which obviously never actually happened. And it was just an AI-generated video. The Collins campaign said, look, it was just a parody. It is perfectly legal under the First Amendment, which it all is in Georgia. But it began to get some people more aware of some of the things that you can and can't do. And again, what should you and what shouldn't you do?
And the problem, Richard, I imagine, is these AI deepfakes are getting so realistic that the average voter might not be able to tell that it's a parody or satire.
Right. Right now, it's still kind of rubbery looking. If you look at the piece we have on Channel 2 Action News tonight, you'll see a couple of deep fakes of me that I don't think look that real. But if you're just doom scrolling through your phone and you don't pay close attention to it, it might get you. But in the future, some of the stuff that I've seen, you cannot tell the difference. And it's kind of amazing and it's kind of frightening as to what they can and can't do.
A couple of weeks ago, consumer advocate Clark Howard posted a deep fake video that someone did of him endorsing some product, and it looked and sounded just like Clark, and he had to put a video out and say, hey, this is not me. I mean, I've been friends with Clark Howard for almost 30 years, and I was like, holy smokes, that is Clark Howard endorsing this product. That's scary stuff.
Right, and the thing is that, obviously, if he wanted to, Clark could sue over that using his image. But it also might become illegal. I think it is illegal. It's fraud. But in the political world, where is the line? The lines are kind of blurred. What can I do? What can I do? What constitutes legitimate political advertising, characterizing your opponent a certain way, and what doesn't? And where is that line? And that's what some people here at the Capitol are still trying to figure out. They don't know yet.
All right. What time is your AI report going to air on Channel 2 this evening, buddy?
Well, I don't know if I should tell you. Yeah, 5:45.
5:45
tomorrow.
All right, from the Superman phone booth at the state capitol. Richard, thanks for your time. Tell Jonathan O'Brien to buy your lunch on me.
Oh, I've already told him that.
Oh, good. All right, Richard Elliott, always a pleasure. Yeah, God forbid. Like, I don't want anyone making an AI deep fake of me.
There's enough video with this feed
I
that they can do
know.
stuff like that.
What would really tick me off? A deep fake AI.
I hate fast food.
Fast food is the worst.
Don't buy baseball cards.
Yeah. I didn't want to put that out there. Speaking of fast food, Deborah, these are two words that I never associated together. McDonald's and caviar. And McDonald's, I think, is coming up on a trend where, caviar makers are pairing. Usually you put them on little bellinis with creme fraiche. But like some fancy restaurants in New York are serving chicken nuggets with caviar. And McDonald's is now a part of this. What?
So this kind of started on the tickety talks, right? Like people were saying, oh, you can put caviar here and there. So McDonald's is like, all right, we're going to jump into it. They're releasing these limited edition McNugget caviar kits, and they're specifically for Valentine's Day. Now, here's the thing. They're not going to be available until February 10th, and it doesn't tell you which locations they're going to be at. So you kind of have to randomly go in and see if they have it, but not all of them are going to carry it. It is going to have some caviar, a $25 McDonald's Arch card, some creme fraiche, and then you also get a mother of pearl spoon. And they're
Yeah, you
thinking
need that.
that's what people are going to want to collect more than anything else.
The mother of pearl McDonald's spoon.
Yeah.
So I know this is going to sound really bougie of me, but I do like caviar. I'm not like Tom Hanks in Big where I spit it out. And for Hanukkah, Maya ordered latkes and caviar. I was like, that is an amazing. I love, potato pancakes with and it wasn't that good. It wasn't bad, but the caviar taste got lost in the latke taste, which is why I don't think I'd be on board with putting caviar in a chicken nugget. That impacts 0 people. I apologize. But I was like, what is McDonald's doing? Listen to this audio, folks.
To keep going for so long, he's absolutely amazing. And his dad are super proud.
That's Joanne Appleby. Her and her husband are super proud of their 13-year-old kid. Why is this 13-year-old kid, Deborah, being praised down under?
Yeah, this is pretty amazing. So this is in Australia, but this 13-year-old boy had to swim 2.5 miles in the ocean, and it took him about 4 hours because his family were swept out to sea. They were all paddleboarding together when these waves came in, and he thought, oh, I can use my kayak, but that started to get waterlogged. Then he took off his life vest because he says it was slowing him down, and he just kept swimming and swimming until he got to shore, and he was able to alert emergency services, and then they were all able to go back out and get his family. His mother, his father, and his brother and sister were all just clinging to these paddle boards for hours trying to stay afloat.
How long did he have to swim to save his family?
It says ocean waters for 4 hours. Can you imagine that?
And this is Australia, right? Great white shark kind of waters.
Yeah.
That's remarkable. That kid's going to get away with anything he wants for the rest of his teen years.
I hope they put him in the Olympic team.
Doesn't Australia ban social media for teens? They might even lift the ban.
Yeah,
like,
to me
hey,
they do.
Get on TikTok, kid. That's like next level super. That's Colby Cannoli superhero stuff.
That's just like adrenaline and determination, right?
4 hours to say that's remarkable. Very proud of that kid. That's fantastic. All right, 11:45 on the Mark Arum Show. I got to give some congratulations out. Lance from Duluth won the tickets to see Paul Simon July 13th at Chastain. Fantastic prize pack. And then Mark in Cumming just won the $150 Sposadale gift certificate. We're going to have both of those tomorrow?
We'll have both of those tomorrow, too.
I feel like Bob Barker. You don't even have to spin a wheel. You just got to call a number. Fantastic.
I think Bob Barker's been gone so much that people don't even associate him with
He's a
Price is Right
legend.
anymore.
Even Vinny knows who Bob Barker is. So congrats to Lance and Mark. Your chance to win $1,000 coming up after the new news here on 95.5 WSB. It is the infamous 5K a day bonus splits. I'm going to give you a keyword right after the new news, and you can win $1,000 just like that. 11:46, we got to check the roads again. Back to the 24-hour traffic center. Smile and Mark McKay.
Crash on the north side perimeter. Mark has gone to the shoulder, 285 westbound at Buford Highway, exit 32. So improved as you leave Tucker through Doraville and into Dunwoody. Still some leftover slowing on I-85 approaching I-285 out of Norcross. Right lanes especially heavy from Jimmy Carter Boulevard, exit 99 down to Pleasantdale Road. DJ Ron, our traffic trooper heading out of Lithonia Stonecrest. Ron says, yep, that back backed up traffic on I-20 eastbound all has to do with construction. You're funneling into just one right lane on I-20 eastbound past Panola Road, exit 71. You can use Covington Highway. It's open this morning as an alternate. That water main repair work being done in the right lane of Covington Highway westbound at DeKalb Medical Parkway. Smiler Mark McKay, 95.5 WSB.
It pays to have the WSB radio app. Download it today and get ready for the Blitz.
I just won $1,000 on WSB.
WSB 5K a day bonus blitz. 5 chances every weekday to win $1,000.
That is awesome.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
Your next chance to win is at 12 p.m.
Are you serious?
95.5 WSB.
Download the WSB radio app now.
Are you trying to sell your home the traditional way? Weeks of showings, perfectly timed vacuuming, awkward strangers judging your furniture. Then the price drops start, followed by the slow emotional descent into, well, let's just take the offer. Or you could try Orchard. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler. Orchard gives you cash up front so you can buy your next place before you even think about selling the current one. You move in, breathe, maybe even sit on a couch that isn't covered in plastic for staging. Meanwhile, Orchard handles everything with the old place. Repairs, upgrades, marketing, without you lifting a finger. And then, when it sells for more, which it usually does, you get a second check. One when you move, one when it sells. No begging, no bargaining, no baking cookies before every open house. Just a better way to move. Get your free home valuation at orchard.com. That's orchard.com.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell.
And I'm Monica Pearson. Dale and I have worked together for years, first at WSB, and today helping you find Georgia's best companies and sharing why they're the best.
Monica, one of the first companies I researched and recommended is Amco Transmissions and Total Car Care. For more than a dozen years, they've consistently met my 7-point standard and honored my Make It Right guarantee. And I know you believe in Amco just as much as I do.
Dale, over the years, we've both reported about people getting taken advantage of. So I'm keenly aware what it takes to deliver not just great performance, but great customer service. People who follow my advice literally stop me on the street and thank me for referring them to Amco.
We all need mechanics we can trust for correct diagnosis, sufficient repair, and fair price. Not just for transmission repair, but engines, brakes, check engine lights, and so much more. Call the locally owned Amco near you.
And I know their nationwide warranty protects you everywhere.
That's AA
MCO.
This President's Day, Pure Talk is honoring Jackson and Lincoln by offering unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data for just $25 a month. Meanwhile, Big Wireless is honoring Benjamin Franklin by charging families hundreds of dollars for the same 5G service. What's up with that? Ben Franklin wasn't even a president. When you switch to Pure Talk, you'll be in business with an American wireless company that supports our vets in a big way and keeps all their customer service in this country. That's important. And you'll be on the same towers the big carriers use, so you'll get the same 5G service without the inflated price. So hang on to your Benjamins and switch to Pure Talk for a Jackson and a Lincoln. No contract, no hidden fees. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and you'll get 50% off your first month when you switch. That's pound 250, Mike Rowe, for an American wireless company that is truly unprecedented. Pure Talk.
Attention men, are you suffering from ED or PE? Here's an important message from Choice Men's Health.
I'm Dr. Katz, and I'm the Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Are you performing the way you want to in the bedroom? If the answer is no, and you've tried Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra and were disappointed, then you need to come see us immediately. If you don't see results on the first visit, then there's no charge. Many of our patients have medical conditions such as diabetes, hypertension, obesity, and prostate problems. I'm happy to say that we have 98% success rate with all our patients. Our customized solutions will allow you to perform within 10 minutes and last an hour and even longer. You can regain your love life and tackle your ED and PE problems. Guys, your partner will never complain again. Our clinic has the most affordable prices, so if you visit other clinics and you're not completely satisfied, then you need to call Choice Men's Health.
Regain your love life regardless of your age or medical history. Choice Men's Health guarantees results on your first visit or you pay nothing. Call now, 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170.
Are you turning 65 or new to Medicare? Humana knows not everyone has the same needs when picking a Medicare Advantage plan.
Now that I'm retired, I want to enjoy the life I've worked hard to build. So I want a plan that covers me when I'm traveling the country.
Humana has a plan for that.
As a veteran, I want a plan that fills in the gaps my VA coverage doesn't provide, like dental care.
Humana has a plan for that.
I feel good about my health. I just want care and coverage with predictable costs. No surprises.
Humana has a plan for that. With a Humana Medicare Advantage plan, you get coverage and benefits that focus on what matters most to you. Learn more at gethumana.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a Medicare Advantage HMO and PPO organization with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
Well, here you go. The matchup a lot of folks have been waiting. Struck him out. Well, Spencer Strider just beat his own record he set last year.
Oh, that's 2003 cut from Valley Sports South. I forgot what it was called back in 2023. That was Spencer Strider striking out Shohei Ohtani. Braves country waking up to questions about the Braves television future, Deborah. The Braves made a post on social media. Do we have any clarification where the Braves will be on TV in 2026?
Not exactly yet. So, they're preparing to make their own in-house network for games. So they ended their contract with Main Street Sport Ground, and that was the one that kind of, you can watch these games on this channel and these games on this app. And I think it's just too much for people. Like, where can I watch the game? I just want to watch it somewhere. So the Braves kind of want control to create their own channel where you can do this, but they haven't given any more details. They're just saying, don't worry about this next season, which starts in another month or so.
Yeah.
This season's going to be normal. Anything after that, it'll be like next season.
The questions that Braves country had was like, is it going to be an app? Is it going to be a streaming service? Are there going to be blackouts? I mean, it's been a struggle the last couple of years to watch the Braves on TV. As long as they keep our dude Nick Green as part of the pre- and post-game show, I don't care where you have it. I will find it. I will stream it. I'll download it. Whatever you got to do. Very excited about the Braves this year. Anyway, SNAP benefit work requirements are now in order, Deborah. Obviously, with the government shutdown, we saw the loss of SNAP benefits. What are the new work requirements for SNAP?
So this came out of the big, beautiful bill. They took about $186 billion away from SNAP, and they put some new requirements on there. So if you're on SNAP and you're between the age of 18 and 65 with no dependents, you must either attend a work program or work part-time at least 80 hours a month if you want to keep receiving those SNAP benefits.
I'm going to do the math. That's 20 hours a week.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the age bracket? 18
to 65, so working age, adulthood.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's retirement after that, right?
All right.
Yeah.
But even though there's a partial government shutdown right now, SNAP benefits
SNAP
are
suspended right now.
Yeah. I forgot to even mention that. We are still in the partial government shutdown. We'll see what the House decides to do. All right, time to find out what you now know because of the Mark Arum Show. Now you know.
I think this administration is careening out of control. It speaks to the importance of there being checks and balances here in Washington when you have a president behaving this way.
Senator John Ossoff joined us on the show commenting on the government shutdown, the changes to ICE, and their cut about the FBI raid here in the Fulton County Election Office in the state of Georgia. Again, that was Georgia Senator John Ossoff earlier on the show. Now you know.
There is a perniciousness to what's happening here, that this is potentially in effect to chill voters, to dissuade voters from coming to the polls in November, that this is an interference by the Trump administration with local elections that may have malevolent purposes.
CBS correspondent Scott McFarland joined us live in D.C. with a political reaction to that FBI raid. Scott telling us that Democrats are enraged and Republicans are kind of push some distance between them and that FBI raid. Now you know.
Why is silver and gold going up right now? One is the speculation, and two is worry about what's going to happen with the U.S. Central Bank, with the Federal Reserve. Mm-hmm. Are we going to do what's known as debase the dollar? Are we going to make money so easy that the dollar is
fall.
going to lose value.
Clark Howard joined us live in studio. The headline from Clark with the rising gold prices is gold is not an investment. Now you know.
And he's actually got a bill to do this. It's not a resolution, it's a real bill. It says lemon pepper has emerged as a flavor that is distinctively tied to Georgia, representing creativity, boldness, and Southern hospitality. So they didn't distinct between dry or wet.
Lemon pepper wings, say Scott Slade, will be the official Georgia flavor of wings. And Scott also mentioned there's going to be possible new Georgia state flour. So now you know because of the Mark Arum Show.
And now, are you guys ready for the Mark Arum Star of the Show?
Man, cavalcade of stars. Valencia from Promotions jumping in with Paul Simon tickets. Clark Howard live in studio. Scott Slade. We talked to Mika from Bloomberg, Channel 2's Richard Elliott, Karen Travers, and John Decker, 2 White House correspondents. Everyone here. Deborah, you did a great job on the AI videos. But it's a make good. Vinny did a great job filling in for you, Longoria, but he didn't get his Just Desserts yesterday because I gave it to Ovi. So are you cool with that?
I'm down with that, yeah.
You're back in the
Love
running.
when he does a great job.
You're back here. You can win Star of the Show tomorrow.
Okay.
We missed you, buddy.
All right.
But Vinny did a great job. Star of the Show, Vin. I think I'm still starless. No, I have at least one.
Yeah, you gave yourself 1 star.
All right. I am going to be your star coming up after the new news. I'm going to give you a keyword in the 5K Day Bonus Blitz. Chance to win $1,000 in just minutes. I'll be active on socials at Mark Arum, MarkArus.